Yo. It's Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, got to fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between. Yeah, it's all that, and we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to us talk raps. You're listening to us talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Morning. It is I. It is he. This is Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsay. Of course, I'm joined by Righteous Reg. What's going on with you, bro?
In the building, it's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster, your favorite commentator, Righteous Reginald. Happy Juneteenth to all my people out there. Shout out to, I've seen so many beautiful black people outside Philip Lindsay yesterday. It was insane. Shout out to Oakland. Might be fighting a hangover right now. Who knows? I don't know what time it is, what day it is. But I'm happy to be here. Philip Lindsay, I spent most of the day with my mom yesterday. I think I might be seeing you soon in person because all she could talk about was this Obama Center. Every other sentence is like, Obama, Obama, Obama. I'm like, all right, lady, I hear you. We'll get you there.
I did feel away because the day of the Knicks parade, I saw there's quite a lot going on here with the president being here. There were a lot of people here. There are a lot of celebrities, former presidents here, and I was like, hey man, yeah, I have fun out there in New York, man. I know how it gets here in Chicago, man. I know how it gets here in summertime. But speaking of New York Knicks, are officially NBA champions. First time since the 70s. First championship win in 53 years. Pretty big deal.
There are little takes away from like 2 weeks ago where we were like, the Knicks are going to get washed by whoever wins the Western Conference Final because they came to play some basketball, Philip Lindsay.
Yeah, pretty big deal. I have my thoughts. I don't want to make this close some of these games out and this series ends differently. I do think that's the big storyline of this
definitely
of this NBA Finals is the Spurs' inability to close out games. Because they were up double digits in just about every single one of these games. At least 3 of these games, they had these games in the bag and could not finish these games out. Just complete choke job in game 4. And then came back at home in game 5 and kind of did the same thing. It wasn't as bad, but choked away a big 16-point lead again. Lost all 3 games at home. That's...
Bro.
Yeah, a lot of San Antonio's youth showed in this series. And I kept saying that during the OKC series. I'm like, yeah, my assumption on San Antonio coming into the playoffs was that they weren't ready.
Absolutely.
And when they beat OKC, I was like, okay, they're ahead of schedule. But throughout the Western Conference Finals and the NBA Finals, I was like, oh yeah, this team's not ready. They're young. And hey, I'll admit I was wrong because I said the Western Conference Finals was probably the NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're not ready. They will be there. I do think they'll get back. I do think we were watching something special in the emergence of Wemby. And a lot of this is growing pains. He's going to be back. I have no doubt about that. I've seen people trying to, throw smut on his name and say how y'all know he will be back. And
this is it.
He's a dirty player. He's a nasty person. He's a sore loser and all the rest of this stuff. I don't agree with him walking off and not shaking hands, by the way. But I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. I think this was, again, a sign of their immaturity in a series where their youth really showed. Mm-hmm. But we're not going to turn this into we hate Wemby-a-thon. I've seen a lot of that. People trying to make him out to be a dirty player, which I don't agree with. There were some of those fouls that I'm surprised he got away with. But also, it was a lot of fouls on him that the Knicks got away with. That's just playoff basketball. That's what it is. When you get to the playoffs, it's going to be more physical. This is this guy's first time reaching this level in the playoffs, and that's what it's going to be. With somebody that's that big and that dominant, yeah, you're gonna take some of these fouls. Let me give you a little something to remember, so you don't come back in here and think you can just stand in this paint and do whatever you want. And
absolutely, you're not about to run through these paint and run through here. You're gonna catch a little elbow. You're gonna catch a little push. When we're down on the ground, I might grab your little ankle a little bit. Yeah, they got to Wemby and to the exact point of him being young and exposing those little weaknesses that he's going to get better at, but right now they were just attacking him. Philip Lindsay, the San Antonio Spurs are a first half basketball team. The first half, these teams were shredding, dog. I'm talking about being fast. They're on both sides of the court. They're up and down. They're dunking, shooting three. Like, they're playing basketball. The second half, they go to that locker room and come back, Phil, and they're a different team.
So you think it really felt like an arrogance thing, some of these games where they got up big and they still kept taking the threes. They started, trying to play a little hero ball and getting all these unforced errors in the second half. And it's like, no, just play your game, take care of business, and
finish
that's
this.
it. Finish the games. And I thought that was the biggest difference between these two teams was youth and maturity. You got guys on the other side that have been to playoffs, or, this just means a little bit more to them. Mm-hmm. And, it is what it is. Like I said, I do think that Wemby's going to be back. Spurs are kind of missing a piece. I think the Spurs also need like another forward. They need another big man because they're kind of small. Yep. When they run that lineup where it's just like, they're trying to benefit off of the fact that they have so many good guards. So they're putting Vassell out there, Castle, and maybe Harper or De'Aaron Fox. It's like, yeah, you're going to get some scoring out of that lineup, but they're small, man. And I think that there were some times where you needed another forward out there. Cornette wasn't getting it done.
And especially when they were rarely sitting Wemby, but when they would sit Wemby too, Phil, it was really like, oh my God.
Yeah. I think the OKC Thunder would have fared better, honestly, in the finals, but it was just one of those, like, it was the right matchup. It was the right matchup for OKC. They do not match up well against the Spurs. And then the Spurs just wanted it, man. Like, you could tell how much Wemby does not like that team, how much it meant to him to beat them, which I didn't like as well. People trying to jump on him and go, well, you did all that crying when you beat the Thunder and then you went to the finals and laid an egg. And I was like, no, I just think this was personal for him. Beating Chet and OKC was personal. So I don't mind that. But, yeah, man, I think this was very vindicating for a few guys on that Knicks team, particularly Brunson, who took a pay cut and bet on himself really heavily coming out of Dallas. A lot of people
they talk crazy about the boy.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff that people were kind of talking crazy about him coming out of that Dallas year. And he proved himself. He went there and made himself the number one guy on the New York Knicks. It's a made man in that city now.
Absolutely. Statue's about to go up already. They ain't even gonna wait, dog.
Yeah, he was phenomenal. The numbers he was putting up down the stretch in that series, he was great. Well deserved a lot of praise. Some of these stats people are trying to put up there a little fugazi, but I expect
Cass
ESPN
is
to do
already
that.
like Cass is already like, this is the greatest basketball team in history. Put them up, put the banner up. I'm like, you guys. It's a great team. They played some great basketball, but again, let's relax. They did play some great basketball, though, Phil. But they lost one game in, 15, 20 games or something like that?
Somebody brought the bad vibes to that game, so,
That is so funny.
But yeah, Brunson played great. Finals MVP. Really happy for Towns. A guy that went through so much in front of the public eye during COVID, losing his mother and like what his family went through. Some of the attacks on his character when he was on Minnesota that I thought were really unfair. And he came back and he's a champion now. So getting to see him lift that trophy, getting to see him, have some good moments. And every time something good happened to him, he put that finger up to the sky, man. Couldn't help but feel good for him, man. Mike Brown as well, vindicating.
Yes.
I thought that he got a bad rep coming out of that Cleveland Cavaliers team, the way he got fired from there, got fired from the Lakers as well, and really turned that Sacramento Kings organization around.
He did.
And didn't get the credit that he deserved for that when they fired him. And then now look where the Kings are. They went from being one of the most exciting teams in the Western Conference to like now a complete flop.
Guys.
And, he got unfairly took a bad rep out of that as well. But now he's a champion. I mean, of course, went to Golden State, won some championships as an assistant coach. But yeah, very happy for him to be able to say that he won a championship on his own as the head coach. Long overdue.
And he earned it. It wasn't like he was just there for the ride, blah, blah, blah. Now, this was like he coached this team to that championship. An amazing job throughout of showing patience and poise and just being chill, dog. There was a bunch of moments where they could have been like, this is all over. Let's panic. And they never panicked.
Yeah. I definitely think that was a big difference in this series as well. Mike Brown absolutely outcoached that young guy in San Antonio, Mitch Johnson. There were some of them games where I'm just like, what are you doing, man? Like, especially game 4, it's like, bro, you got to call a timeout and settle your guys down. What are you doing? You see they're losing. You cannot just keep shooting threes. You got to call a timeout. And he did a few things throughout the series where I was like, you got to make some adjustments, brother. Like, what are you doing? And they're the clip of course, the OG tip. And wow. There's a clip of him standing on the sideline. Somebody broke it down on TikTok, and you can see before the play is getting ready to start, Wemby and a bunch of the guys, like, they're getting ready to get set in defense, and they clearly don't know what to do. And he's just standing there. The coach is just standing there. He's not directing them like, move up to the top of the key, like you get here. Nothing. He's just standing there. And so by the time the play's starting, Wemby is running up to the top of the key to guard Brunson, as we know. He's directing Fox to go over here, directing somebody else to go there. And it's just like, dude, you're the coach of this team. You see their loss. You got to coach. What are you doing? And you know, again, that's just a youth thing. That's a youth thing, and that's one of those things that I'm just not familiar with from watching the San Antonio Spurs at the height of their greatness with one of the greatest coaches of all time, because Popovich would have never let that happen. And that's just some of this. I think it also makes the Spurs kind of look out of character, because some of the youth and like some of the things that they were doing, that's just not the Spurs we know that was led by Tim Duncan. Like, you would just they just would show a different level of discipline and poise in those moments. And again, these guys can get there. They're still young. I mean, the veteran on this team that has taken a lot of heat, De'Aaron Fox, is only 28 years old, and he's the veteran. And you know, unfortunately, you've got a veteran in De'Aaron Fox that hasn't been there. He hasn't been to a championship. He hasn't won at this level. He still made some. He made some bonehead decisions in this series that are going to come back to haunt him. I don't think they should. I'm not one of those people that are like, they got to get rid of him. But clock's ticking, man, because it's not just that you didn't play well. The other young guys behind you played that much better. Like Dylan Harper, man, that kid is a dog. Game 5, he was like the second best player, if not the best player on the floor for San Antonio. Some of those possessions, he was incredible. I have no doubt he's going to get more and more minutes. He's going to eventually be the starting guard on this team, because this series showed he's ready. But again, there's plenty of promise there. But yeah, the Knicks got it done. New
York did it.
A lot of guys on that team. It's funny because I said when LeBron came to the Lakers that, hey, they had a decent young core of guys if they just let them develop, make some draft picks and move guys around, instead of like immediately shipping guys around, trying to bring in Westbrook and all of these like big name free agents. They might be all right. Jordan Clarkson was one of those guys that was on that Lakers team, won a championship. Josh Hart, another one of those guys that was on that team, on this Knicks team, won a championship, man. Good for them, man. Mikal Bridges living it up. His last 48 hours or so have been very funny.
Bro's on live getting his bits off. I'm like, live has
Cut
shifted.
them phones off.
Yeah, dog, I'm saying live has shifted the culture of everything that we like so much that it's like, turn those cameras off. There's like so many bits where I'm just like, I don't think we should be hearing this. Like, I know what you're trying to do, but like, turn this camera off, dog. But like, live it up. Like, I'm happy for so many, just the way that you broke it down. So many of those New York players and coaches have taken heat, dog. Like, Mud's been slang at them. Like,
yeah,
Cat has like the way that they talk about Cat, Phil, is like, this is a human being in the world. Like, you would think like this is like a scum of the earth, the way that some of these, I'm like, no, this is just like a good basketball player. Like, what's wrong with y'all? And like, for him to get that victory and to be able to, he's not out there shitting on people like he could be, Phil. He's still like super humble about it, and he's still just like happy to be there type vibes. And it's like, they talk crazy about this guy, and he just went out there and earned it. I just love that.
Yeah, took him out of the series pretty early in some of these games, and his impact was felt in the minutes he didn't play, and in the minutes he did play. Yeah, man, very happy for Towns. Alvarado getting his shit off as well. I saw him out there. That clip of him with the Terror Squad chain on, and yeah, funny stuff.
There's like a video of him like eating Puerto Rican food at some point. I'm like, these guys are having such a good time.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. Winning feels good. Winning feels good. Money Mark, man. They don't make them like they used to, because you're saying Money Mark is saying you can't win if your best players are 22, 21, and 20, unless you're Magic Johnson and you can come in your rookie year and win Finals MVP. They don't make them like Magic, man. They
don't do it
special
like that.
guy, Magic Johnson, man.
This is why they talk about players like Magic and players of the past, of like, they came in and they were immediate threats. There's not like that. Now it's like, you got to come and develop. Nobody's going to let you come in and cook and win off your, that early stuff. No, you're going to face some adversity. You're going to be down. You might switch teams. Like, there's all kind of stuff that kind of go into you becoming the player you want to be on a team that's functional and everybody's working together. It's not an easy thing, Phil.
Yeah, man. I sometimes feel like Magic is a little underrated on that conversation. I feel like he's a little underrated. I know a lot of people are in that conversation because the Lakers have had so many like all-time greats. And a lot of people now in the last 3 or 4 years have been like Kobe is the greatest Laker of all time, because it's a lot of it is recency bias, but I still think it's Magic. I still think Magic is the greatest. He's the greatest Laker player of all time.
I think the franchise is what it is because of Magic. Like, Kobe wouldn't have been able to do his thing if Magic didn't come and lay the foundation. And not just for Kobe and the Lakers, like for the entire league. Like, everybody was running off of what he created, essentially.
For the league. If that Lakers Boston series doesn't do what it did for basketball, I say all the time, man, like, this turned it into a national game. We went out of the tape trade era into like basketball being must-see television.
Yeah. On TV prime time, like, that's the guy. And he was coming in against Bird. Like, it wasn't easy for him, dog. Like, he was really doing his thing. Shout out to Magic, but also shout out to the New York Knicks, man. These parades, Phil, 2 million people being outside on the New York streets, like this.
Yeah,
and they were wilding. Everything you want to see. They got the Tim boots. Spider-Man's out there with his New York hat on. They're eating chopped cheeses, Hennessy. Like, it's wild outside.
New Yorkers did exactly what I expected, for better or worse. At certain points of this, I was like, I'm gonna just let y'all have it. I need to detox from social media because I know exactly what y'all are gonna do. And I was like, yeah, y'all got it. And watching the parade stuff, I was like, man, y'all have fun. Ja Rule being out there and being on one of the buses. Ja's got like he's got like a picture of him holding a Larry O'Brien in like this like very expensive looking apartment or hotel he's in. And he's at the front of one of these buses doing his record. Might be possibly the best New York anthem of all time. and I'm not a New Yorker, but might possibly be up there. But watching it, I really had to come away from, hey man, a lot of people owe Ja some apologies, dog.
1,000%.
I think Ja is a lot better. He's had a way better career than he gets any credit for. I think we let a lot of this stuff with 50 tarnish this guy's name when, nah, man, he's had a he's had a great career, man. I think, nah, man. I was happy for Ja as well in this because I was like, nah, every time Ja pops out and he gets one of these moments, I'm like, nah, man, we got to give it up to this dude. He was running things for a moment as well. Like, this dude was like one of the top selling artists in the game.
You guys do not, if you weren't there, you do not understand turning on the radio and 9 out of 10 songs, Ja Rule got some kind of piece in. Like, he wrote for somebody or it's his. Like, this guy was dominating. Yeah. There was a lot of Empire State of Mind and New York being played there, and like New York just feels so much more. It's just no. Hope was inside. He probably was in Chicago with the rest of the homies. I'm sure. And Jadakiss at the verses really. I mean, that moment of I'm outside, I'm not in Miami, like that, and then to this, like that's one of the greatest New York songs of all time, honestly. Hip hop, anything, like they changed the game. Shout out to Ja, really deserves it. Joe and Jada were out there.
There was a whole bus.
There was a whole. It looks like Fat Joe's legs are put on the wrong way, and I was like, leave Fat Joe alone, you guys.
There was a whole bus. There was a whole like float in this parade that was just like some of the greatest hip hop artists of all time. Like,
I saw that bus that they were all on.
Like Mary J. Blige was on this bus. Like, it was just like, wait a minute. Like, Ja was walking through there with like his phone up.
RZA's right there. I'm like, wait, these are some of the greatest of all time. Just kicking it in this little bus. What's going on?
Yeah, some of those moments, like the picture from I think the Tonight Show with all of Wu-Tang around Larry O'Brien, I was like, this is pretty cool, man. But this is dope. Just as somebody that's a fan of Wu-Tang and as a fan of so many New York artists and so many, like, I mean, you get an idea of what New York is when you see the amount of New York celebrities out and about with this. Like, it was a bit overwhelming for me at some points, though. I was like, all right.
It put it into a pretty funny perspective for me, Phil, because like they haven't won. This is the first time they won in our lifetime, but like everybody that we described, you wouldn't think that. You wouldn't think the Knicks have been winning this whole time because they've always worn Knick gear. They've always supported the Knicks. Like, it's always been like, you would think that they won every year how these guys represent for the Knicks. So it was kind of like, I'm glad you guys finally got one because it's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you.
Yeah, Monica McNutt was outside. There's that great clip of her getting emotional commentary. I did see that as well, Ryan. Ja trying to spit game to Monica. Monica is married, but guys, let's respect this woman's marriage. There was a few people standing kind of close to her. I'm like, yo, back up a little bit, man. Why are you so close to her, man? Like, listen, beautiful woman. But let's calm down, guys.
They was having fun out there, man, and they was like, "Oh wait, who is this? That's crazy."
Yeah, nah, it was a little bit. Yeah, some of that I was like, let's calm down. But the thing I did realize out of watching all of this, I've said over and over the pain that comes with being a Chicago fan, whether it's a Sox fan, whether it's a Bears fan, Bulls fan, and you could just feel the pain of Knicks fans and just like this weight finally be off of their shoulders and feeling like, all right, we're not the butt of jokes anymore. Y'all cannot get y'all shit off. And listen, I'm somebody that has gotten all my Knicks jokes off, has pointed and laughed for years, and you could just feel them just feeling like, nah, it's finally us. We can finally come outside, man. It felt like when the fucking Wicked Witch was killed in The Wiz, and all of the black folks came out with the "Can you feel a brand new day?" Yeah, they was outside, man. The pain is over, bro.
Coordinating dances and stuff. They're on top of the damn street signs, shaking ass. I'm like, yo,
climbing up on buildings, climbing up on the side of things, knocking stuff down. I was like, nah, man, this is a city that has felt the pain of being losers for a long time. And You can see it, the joy in a lot of these people's eyes of not having to be the laughing stock of the league anymore. I was like, oh no, I get it. I totally get what this is. Again, I was not actively rooting for them in this series. I'm not going to be like, yay, here's one for New York. I'm not going to be in here playing Empire State of Mind and all that other stuff. But hey, man, y'all have a good time, man. I saw it, man.
Enjoy it.
I understood it, man. I totally understood it.
Enjoy it, New Yorkers. You guys are definitely enjoying it. You guys are having a time. Hove came out and rapped and kind of laid the foundation for what was about to come, Phil. Not stopping that trend. Like Hove was outside talking some talk, and it was like, oh, something's happening in New York, and it all just started coming together. Mom Donnie's outside. He's attacking all the landlords and getting all these people together, rallying his community. Like, you cannot, some of the things you can't be mad at. It's like, well, that's great, man.
What a speech from Mandani. I don't know if you saw his whole speech when they won. Great speech. And then James Dolan turned back into James Dolan. I was saying for a moment, the biggest winner out of this was James Dolan because he was getting a lot of justified flack at one point, and he could turn around and be like, I brought this team a championship. And, you know, some of those thoughts about Dolan were starting to die down. And then he came out after Mamdani and said that, and I was like, all right, dog. You couldn't just like,
no,
you couldn't help yourself, I guess.
No.
Yikes. And I mean, for a moment, people have forgotten that one game they lost was because he invited somebody in the house. This was definitely Centers. You got to invite him in. He definitely invited some bad vibes in, and they lost that game. That was forgotten for a moment. Then he got up there at that podium, and people were like, "Oh yeah, you did do that.
Yeah, you did that. Yeah." And are we going to the White House? Of course we are. That's my friend.
Don't sound like that team want to go, but he's like, "Yeah, we're definitely going.
We'll be there." And everybody's like, "Are we?"
Yikes.
That's my friend. That's your friend. Hold on a minute.
But yeah, friend of the show out there at the parade. I don't know if you saw that clip of Kaz with the big cigar. He's with like Ben Stiller. He's like very funny stuff, man.
Kaz and Ben Stiller, big cigar. He's up there as one of the people. I'm just like, this is crazy, you guys.
To bring this back around, because wrestling, of course, Brunson crediting Danhausen on the Tonight Show, which is just crazy. Danhausen getting an appearance on Stephen A's podcast out of this. Just insane, bro. I can't believe it. I saw like the shirts they were making, the championship shirts with Danhausen on it. They're selling like the hat and Danhausen mask combos and stuff by the Madison Square Garden, and like people are like giving up to Danhausen all of this. I did an article about this on for Bleacher Report this week, and it's kind of hard to do this, like create like the pro wrestling mythology and stuff around sports and stuff like this, because we know too much now. Like we know too much behind the scenes stuff. Like, and Danhausen in the year 2026 has managed to get people talking about his gimmick on sports television. I said at one point, like, this guy probably benefited the most from making a jump from AEW to WWE than maybe two other people. But when you really think about it, he's benefited the most from the partnership with ESPN than anybody. Like, when you look at like all the rest of these guys going on ESPN and them doing like forgettable spots, no, this guy has turned being on ESPN into a whole big thing. It's unbelievable.
I can't believe it. That clip of him like explaining why wrestlers want to go to WWE to Stephen A. Smith, and I'm just like, what is happening? I don't even, like, my brain couldn't even comprehend. Feel like, wait, Danhausen is explaining to Stephen A. Smith why he wanted to go to WWE, and this is on ESPN, and the Knicks are talking about him and their shirts, and people that
Crazy.
doesn't even feel like the wrestling fans are wearing Danhausen shirts because he's somehow a part of this whole thing. And like, we talked many a times about the Danhausen effect, Phil, and the jump and all these things. And there's a lot. There's been some funny stuff this week because people are like, well, he wouldn't have been able to do these things in AEW, and it had to be WWE. He's a comedy wrestler. Of course it's working now. And I'm like, I hear you guys, but this guy is the NBA champions are talking about this guy on the Tonight Show.
Bro.
I hear you.
Two things can be true. Two things can be true. He wouldn't have made it to that platform and that outlet without the partnership with ESPN, but also they mishandled him. They did. It's okay.
Two things can be true.
They absolutely mishandled him. I don't think they understood what they had in Danhausen. And
it's even more to our point, Phil, because how many matches has Danhausen had? How many matches has he had? And people keep being like, well, he didn't fit in AEW. You didn't even have to put him in the fucking ring, dog.
He had to wrestle like that. I kept saying that. I kept saying that when he was over there. I kept saying that. You don't have to let this guy wrestle a lot. Just give him backstage segments here and there. Just put him on Collision. Just do small stuff here and there. But people weren't listening to me. Remember that day when people yelled at me on Twitter because I was like, why won't they put this guy on TV?
Mm-hmm. I remember people were mad.
People were very mad at me. And look,
he doesn't deserve to be on TV. I'm like, all right, okay.
Look, guy is an undoubtedly at this point one of the top 5 wrestlers in that company right now. One of the top 5 most popular wrestlers in that company. Like,
can't
undeniably.
stop selling merch. Merch is flying out the goddamn window, Phil, at every point. They can't stop.
Yeah, that's just what it is. And like, just seeing all this, like, is just unbelievable. Like that thing they aired on Raw with like his just his role in the NBA championship run and just like everything, the timing and everything was just wild to see, man. Wild to see it, man. I just can't believe it. And good for him, man. Like, I think he deserves it, man. A guy that has worked very hard on the indies, that, you know, was doing very well with that gimmick on the indies and being able to take it to WWE and continue to do well. Yeah, man, can't be nothing but happy for that guy, man. Get your money, man.
He got wrestling connected to the NBA Finals. That's not an easy thing to do, Phil. This isn't just like a normal thing. They couldn't have like inserted a different wrestler to do this. Like, he did this, and like, that's unbelievable.
Bro. Unbelievable. I still can't believe, like, sometimes when I see this stuff, I'm just like, this guy wasn't on TV 5 months ago. He was not on anything. He wasn't on Ring of Honor. He wasn't on nothing 5 months ago.
Couldn't get on Ring of Honor. Couldn't get on the development show. Couldn't sniff over there. Couldn't even be at the tapings at this point. What's going on?
Wild times. But NBA draft is coming up in a few days. Bulls have the 5th pick. I'm begging you, Chicago Bulls, don't let me down. Don't do this to me. I've suffered through some bad drafts, and I saw when the pick was made. I was like, oh no, this isn't a good pick, and I had to sit through, you know, my dad or other Bulls fans being like, well, just give it a chance, be optimistic. And as it continued to go on, I was just like, this is exactly what I thought. This is not a good pick. Just make a reasonable pick, please. Just hired a new coach, Tiago Splitter. So I was a little worried. It took us all this time to hire a coach. Days before the draft, we still didn't have a coach. I was a little worried, but we officially have a head coach. It's very funny every time I see the pictures of him now from the press conferences. He kind of looks like a young Phil Jackson.
That's good. That's assuring.
Maybe.
We're crossing our fingers for the Bulls. That's it.
But, you know, there's a few guys I'm like, yeah, might be a decent draft pick. Mm-hmm. Don't blow this, Chicago. Don't do this. Mm-hmm. But man, I can at least say Southside is back. Chicago White Sox. Almost made a colossal error there.
Yeah. Don't
Chicago
do that.
White Sox have been back in the mix, winning games. Won 2 games against the defending champions in the last few weeks. So I was like, hey, man, thought we was done. Worst team in the league last year.
Yeah. Shout out to the White Sox. Something this week because there's some controversy with the other Chicago team involved with the team. I don't even want to stake claim to them that plays across the bridge. Little Pride Night event happened that the Chicago Cubs were on the other side on, and the San Francisco Giants are a bunch of idiots. But somebody was like, they were like, you want to go to the game? And I was like, not really. They were like, the Cubs are playing. And I was like, I don't like the Cubs. They were like, you don't like the Cubs? I was all White Sox. And they were like, White Sox. And they were like, why? And I was all South Side. And they were like, oh. It was so funny.
Nah, man. I've never been a Cubs fan, but I know a lot of people that are Cubs fans. My big brother's a Cubs fan, and I don't understand why he's a Cubs fan. But it's just something about the Cubs. Like, everything, like their little song that they play and everything at the games, and like the homeboy playing like the acoustic guitar. It's just like, this has just never been for me, man.
Different vibes, man.
Yeah, every time they win, they have homeboy out there. Go Cubs, go. Go Cubs, go. Yeah, I'm like, this is just not for me, man. Not for me.
Different side of the city, man.
Definitely 2 different Americas. 2 different Americans, buddy. Because, buddy, listen, I've had a lot of fun times in Wrigleyville, a lot of fun times at Cubs games. That is definitely the thing that Cubs fans have over Southsiders is that, the whole bar scene around Wrigley is a good time, but I've never
like
been,
that.
never been on that side of the city like that. Like, nah.
Shout out to the Chicago White Sox. Shout out to the New York Knicks. Shout out to sports. What are we gonna do? Oh yeah, WNBA for a little bit. That's what's gonna. I was like, what are we gonna do now that basketball's over? Shout out to the WNBA. Almost was at the game yesterday. My mom was trying to force me to go watch the Valkyries on Juneteenth, and I'm like, I'm not really. Why don't you go? She's going to the game on Monday in LA. I'm like, my mom is obsessed with WNBA, and it's hilarious. But those games are super fun. I've been watching a lot of them, Phil, and they don't have as many fouls, so the game moves so much faster. And it's just, I'm like, I wish the NBA could get to this point, but they just so many fouls and so many flops and so many things that affect that it makes me angry. So definitely check out the WNBA because they're fun over there.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up. Sky have been all right. We had a unfortunate injury. Skylar Diggins has been playing good. Still very salty. I watched that Atlanta Dream game the other night, played the Sky, and I was like, still can't believe we traded her, man. I just still can't get over that. But maybe someday I'll stop complaining about it.
Yeah, no, you won't. You won't ever. It'll never happen. Atlanta made me think about rest in peace to the homie Tay Keith. I don't know. I'm tired of coming onto this podcast and saying rest in peace to some young black man that had so much life ahead of him. Don't know what happened at all, Phil. I just opened up my phone and everybody's saying rest in peace to this guy who made some massive rap hits. Like there was a time 2016, 2017, there was a time when you couldn't turn on a mixtape, a rap song or anything without hearing Tay Keith fuck these niggas up. So rest in peace to the homie. It is crazy out here, Phil. I'm tired of this at this point.
Yeah, very, very sad news. Only 29 years old, which is just way, way too young. Rest in peace to Tay Keith. Condolences to his friends and family. He's made some big, huge records in the last decade with Drake, Travis Scott, it was a little small, some light, Sicko Mode, just one of the biggest songs in the world at one point.
It's a little tune.
The Nonstop is always on commercials and stuff now. Like that was such a big record for Drake as well.
Big
like
pub check was coming from that for sure.
I think didn't he produced Family Matters as well?
Mm-hmm, he did.
Part of one of the biggest rap beefs.
On that side, they're all like, "This is the best song still." So
yeah, I think he push-ups as well. But yeah, he worked with Drake quite a bit. Out of I was about to say Minnesota. Sorry, Memphis, right? Yeah, man, very very sad. We don't know what happened. He was just found in his home. During the wellness check, and he was found dead in his apartment. Again, very very young.
29.
I believe
Hadn't even started life at 29, you guys.
Yeah, I believe he produced Sicko Mode when he was like 21 years old. There's this great video of him getting a plaque for Sicko Mode at his graduation. Yeah, just a guy that still had like a lot of life ahead of him. Very, very sad news.
When I heard that he was 21, when I connected those dots, and I'm thinking about how gigantic that song was at the time, and you couldn't turn on the TV, the radio, anything without hearing that. Thinking about being 21 and your song is everywhere in the world is crazy. Like,
yeah,
some of these rappers and entertainers that experience these things so young and then has to keep it up or whatever, and people talk about you and say you fell off even though you're still producing massive hits. And it's such a crazy game, and it's so ever changing. Questlove says like every 5 years it changes to something completely different. So it's a cold, crazy game, and these young guys go through a lot, and there's drugs out here, and there's violence, and there's still so much that's attached to it, man. It's such a fucked up game. Rest in peace to the homie. Again, just tired of coming on this podcast saying rest in peace to somebody. It seems like every single week, Phil. It's tiring.
Yeah. Very sad news this week. Speaking of Questlove, guy has turned into, not just part of one of the greatest hip hop groups ever, but one of the biggest orators of Black history that there is at this point.
Keeps doing it.
If you have not seen it, he directed the Earth, Wind, and Fire documentary for HBO. Very, very good documentary. Rest in peace to Maurice White. He's been passed for a long time, but his contributions to music, what he did with that band and the sound that he created. Legend, man. Absolute legend. He was from this city at one point. Wasn't born and raised here, but he lived here at one point because his mother lived here. Was a big part of music coming out of Chicago at one point. A big part of like the arts movement in Chicago at one point. Really good documentary if you have not seen it.
Every time I go to watch Dynamite, HBO Max is like, hey, watch this documentary. And I always think, yeah, I need to watch this documentary. So definitely on the list. After Sly Lives, like, I'm like, nah, Questlove is GOAT, dog. Like, he's insane with these documentaries, dog. Like, he could just be a great drummer and like that would be a thing, but he has so many other great things that he does. Such a great creative, great mind, man. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out.
Yeah. Which there were parts of this documentary I was watching and they were talking about like, yeah, people have forgotten about Earth, Wind, and Fire. Not in this household. Like there is no point in my life at any barbecues where Earth, Wind, and Fire was not played. Ever.
There hasn't been a time, and like I want to say it's increased since I've been living in Oakland, because like every time there's a DJ, it could be a night party, the farmer's market, like some Earth, Wind, and Fire is about to get played, dog. Like,
absolutely.
I don't know what you got going on, but you about to dance to this Earth, Wind, and Fire today.
Yes. Send us in your super chats. That is the best way to get your chats read on this podcast. I have not seen that Tiny Desk, Mr. Muscles, the Roots one, but I'm sure it's good because it's the Roots. When did the Roots not kill it? But man, that Eve Tiny Desk this week, oh my God, incredible! If you have not watched it,
I haven't watched it yet. It's hard,
bro. Incredible, man. Eve's got. We already knew Eve had some hits, but man,
she got a lot.
Very, very good performance. Eve looks great.
Pitbull in a skirt.
Her Not expect what I expected you to say in response to that, but yeah, Eve looks great. Band sounded great. She sound breath control and everything is still incredible. Like, now give Eve her flowers.
Eve is like married to like the billionaire from like Uber or something. Like she don't need this. She don't need to be out here with y'all. She got a family now and still is out here looking incredible, sounding incredible. And I'm so happy that she's came back to the game because she's been like doing shows. She's been doing this Tiny Get Desk. She's been back in hip hop and it's well received. Very happy to check out that Tiny Desk because she's one of the best, man. When her crossover, those Gwen Stefani songs were like massive hits. Not just like, hey, this is a big song. This is like lifetime crossover type hits that are still played to this day. So like she did something. Also Roots Connection too, you know? You got me.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of incredible moments. She was on like that first Rough Riders CD, which is amazing.
The time.
Yeah.
I saw my cousin last night who came from Bakersfield to visit to Oakland. And when he brought that first Rough Rider CD home that day,
that summer, bro.
We played that shit so loud. He had a pool and he just turned that shit up loud. And that's a funny Ja Rule connection too, because when he brought it home, I thought Ja Rule was Rough Riders. There was like a little time where it was like, I think this guy's down. So he brought the album home, Phil, and we played it all the way through. And I was like, no Ja Rule, what's going on? And they were like, Ja Rule's not in Rough Riders. What's going on here? But I just remember all these moments around that album. Down Bottom, you guys, Drag On. Come on, man.
Nah, that summer that first one came out, man. Different vibes, man. Different times, man. Yeah, I did not see all of the Ball and G1. 8Ball and MJG also have a Tiny Desk. I've seen like the little melody they did with Forever, which one of their best records. I still need to watch that one all the way through.
Black Music Month, man. June, they're going crazy for it. I'm loving it. It's great. We're getting into super chats. We appreciate your super chats, humper chats, live chats, the internet. Y'all are the best. The other Mikey V says Tekla and Okada is the modern day Austin and Vince. Yeah, I didn't think that the Tekla and Stardom beef was gonna bleed over so deep into her like AEW thing, but it's like hidden pretty perfectly. It feels, Phil.
Tekla is almost single-handedly carrying this Forbidden Door build.
Right.
She's been great on TV. The stuff last night from the Stardom show that I've seen, her sneaking up behind them with the Clippers, hilarious stuff. Beating them down in the ring, trying to spit on the Stardom logo on the mat. SLK coming out, holding up the AEW Women's World Championship. Really, really great stuff.
That's the vibes.
Yeah, kudos to her for not just doing the great stuff on TV and giving people the link to Stardom, but then also flying out to Japan and filming something this weekend. Really, really phenomenal stuff.
That's the vibes we want for Forbidden Door. A little crossover, a little something that feels dangerous. Like Tekla's giving up those vibes.
Yeah. Shane Monster, absolutely. Because she attempts to spit on the logo on the mat, and Okada jumps on the logo. And it's just like, you're not going to disrespect this company, not while I'm here. Really, really great stuff.
Give her money. Give her the mic every time TV's on. Let her wrestle. I'm tired of y'all. The homie Grapple Geekery says, morning, gentlemen. Listening while working on a library program today. We can all agree that the women's Owen Cup match was match of the night, right? Far and away. Like there isn't even a competition for me, Grapple Geekery. We're going to get into it here. It was.
Yeah. Best match of the tournament on both sides so far.
Yeah. Again, the vibes. The women are bringing the vibes. Thank you. The homie Deontay Soigné says, I just want to say hi, Graps fan. All love, y'all. Mr. Fox, we will see you in Phoenix or Houston. Just kidding. Mina Shirakawa gives me a reason to smile today. Excited for Collision and Forbidden Door. SmackDown was funny. SmackDown was funny. LMFAO.
A very strange show to watch. We had this undisputed WWE Championship match to start the night. A lot of shenanigans involved there. what a mess. I don't understand what they're doing with the booking of this feud. I don't understand what they're doing with Gunther. Yeah.
I did it. My mom was watching like Chicago Fire or something on USA in her room, and the TV was on, and the SmackDown commercial came on, and it was like, tonight, Cody Rhodes defends the championship against Gunther, and blah, blah, blah. Sami Zayn's going to be there. And my brain was like, what's happening? Like, I didn't, it was a lot going on. Just hearing about how it was about to happen and knowing that it was the first match, I could just imagine what the shenanigans were attached to this.
Yeah. Yeah, Sammy cost Gunther the match. He hits him with a fast count at the end because, of course, it's a special guest referee match. So, of course, him and Gunther butted heads at one point. Sammy comes in, kicks Gunther's hands off the ropes because he's trying to hold on to the ropes. He gets rolled up into a pin, and Sammy hits him with the fast count. Cody is still champion. This leads to everybody going backstage. Gunther is again saying how he got screwed because he got screwed at Clash in Italy. He got screwed again here. And he's just like, I can't believe you're letting this happen to me, Nick Aldis. He's jumping in his face. And Sammy is in the mix. Sammy and Gunther are fighting backstage. And in the ring, Cody's like, nope, I'm not going to let this happen because, of course, Cody is a man of the people. He's not going to let this match end this way. Restart the match. Match gets restarted. Gunther comes out there. They're trading sleeper holds. And then out of nowhere, Sammy comes in again, attacks Gunther. Match ends via DQ.
Cody had him restart the match, Phil.
Yes.
They restarted the match. They traded sleepers, and then Sammy came in to cause a DQ on the restarted match. I just wanted to confirm.
Yes. It was a trademark Cody. Enough. Enough. Starts the match over and still ends in a DQ.
It's great. I love it.
I don't get it. I don't get what they're doing with Gunther at all.
Why is Gunther cheating and Sammy has to kick his? Why is he involved in these shenanigans? What's going on here?
Yeah, a lot happened here. This is setting up the Night of Champions match next week. It's going to be a triple threat: Sammy and Gunther versus Cody for the championship. Yeah.
Is there any worlds where Cody Lee doesn't leave as champion?
I don't know, but we do have some King and Queen of the Ring stuff that's playing out as well. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't hate Sammy winning. I think you could get a lot out of Sammy winning the championship, especially at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. He's going to get a great reaction if he wins.
Yeah.
Only this company would not be able to figure it out with Sammy as a babyface. So when he does win, he doesn't. You would figure he's going to get this overdue world championship win as a babyface, and it would be great. But it does feel like more and more he could possibly win as a heel.
Which is like, you had it. It was right there. It was in your grasp where you could have had this big, one of the greatest baby faces of all time, Sami Zayn, have this big moment as a babyface winning this championship. Now you got to this point, which is still like, if he wins a championship, that's awesome, Phil. Like, I don't like forget how you got here. It's still one of my favorite wrestlers ever winning the world title over there. So that would be dope. But it's just, it sounds crazy how they're getting there.
Yeah, very interesting way to start SmackDown. Yeah, appreciate you, Deontay.
Yes. Minimal says only loss in the Knicks run was the Trump game. Yeah. That's on their hat now, Phil. They did that. You guys caused this yourself.
Well, they lost those first few games to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. They did go on a 13-game winning streak after that, and then the Trump game, and then they closed it out with the last two games. But it is funny to think about it now that at one point it looked like Atlanta Hawks was going to get them out of here.
Something about Atlanta, man. They really that rivalry they have, they sometimes have the Knicks number. They didn't have it totally this time, but like they know what buttons to press.
Yeah.
The homie Van Twimblay says Billy Assassin Man versus Swerve is going to be fire. La la la, Maya World is going to pin Mercedes. Mark my words, she has to lose everything, and the Owen is her last thing. Man, that's saying a lot, man. Twinblade, you're jumping out the window with that. Very excited about Forbidden Door next week, San Jose, California. I'm gonna be there live. I get to see Swerve and Will Ospreay. Phil.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was trying to do the Elmo thing with his super chat there.
Oh yeah. Apologies.
Get into it in a second. I'm not ready to hit my Ron Browse and jump out the window with you just yet. But it does feel like Maya's going to the finals at the very least.
What did he do, Ron, specifically, Phil? I saw a tweet this week that somebody was like, late 2000s New York hip hop is like the worst hip hop ever, and all the comments are like, it's Ron's fault. I'm like, why are y'all putting it on his hat?
He was making some garbage records. I mean, he's putting out some garbage. I mean, y'all let him get this Ether Boy thing off and Ether Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, all the comments are like, it's his fault. He ruined it. He messed up New York. And I'm like, but they were saying the songs, and I was like, you know what? I'll hear y'all out, I think.
He's putting out some garbage.
Shit, French Montana and Busta Rhymes was all over them beats.
Come on, man. Gave us infinite meme material, at least with A-Rap money.
Oh man, offensive. What were they thinking? The homie Corey Davis says, thoughts on Meltzer 4-star general Kendall Gray. Kendall Gray. Meltzer thinks she's the best women's wrestler like in the last 15 years or something. He said he loves all of her matches. Every time I see clips or anything of it, it's phenomenal. She is great, Phil. She totally gets it.
Yeah, I like her a lot. She's great. I definitely think she's the future of this company. Meltzer is definitely a fan. He lets you know at every turn that he's a big fan.
You know she's better than Mercedes at every turn. I'm like, I hear you, Melts.
That's high praise. But yeah, they've got a crop of women coming out of NXT soon that are really good. So
they do. Like the men's and women's division are laughable. The women are like, damn, like these are all going to be the future of this business. The men got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Meet Norma says, sup partners. Victor Wembanyama needs to bulk up or play goalie for Team France. Les Crank playing goalie is hella funny. They got the big fundamental and David Robinson right there. Help Frenchie out. Yeah, like you got some legendary guys watching over your shoulder at every turn. Like get in the gym with them, but he's about to go post up with the monks, Phil. So
he'll figure it out, man. Like I said,
he's definitely gonna figure it out.
He's just too good, man. He'll be back. Victim Wembanyama is very funny. That is one of the funniest things the Skip has done recently. I saw a lot of people saying, man, they took him off TV, but might still have the fastball because Victim Wembanyama is pretty funny. But again, some of these reactions to Victor are kind of crazy. Like I get it. You need a villain in this run to the championship, and he's the easy pick, man. I do think Bomani is on the money when he was saying a lot of what people dislike about him is he's kind of stayed the same. He's kind of stayed even killed in all of this. Mm-hmm. And that's not what people want when you lose. They want you to be humiliated. And this kid is not going to give you that. He's just been kind of like, well, all right, well, see you guys later.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah, people making a big deal out of him saying, see you guys never and walking out. I was like, yeah, this sounds like a kid. He sounds like a 22-year-old kid.
That's all every time, half the stuff they're mad at, I'm like, yeah, he's 22, you guys. Like, what are we, what do you expect from this guy half the time? He's still learning. I was telling stuff, I'm like, his brain is still developing, you guys. Like, it's not even, he's 22 years old.
Some of this stuff, he's just, but people are trying to make him out to be like a bad person. Like that clip of Joe Budden talking about him going to visit some sick kids. I was like, all right, let's calm down. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, this is a guy that turned down a soda ad campaign because he doesn't want to sell soda to kids. He doesn't want to sell kids unhealthy beverages. And this is the guy you're trying to make out to be a bad person. Like, come on, man. Like,
I'm like, wait, we're dissing for going to sick kids in the hospital. We gotta reel it in. Like, that's not a diss. That's not hey, you're a bad guy because you do this. What?
Yeah, Joe calling him a loser and all this other stuff. I was like, all right,
he's doing a lot.
Again, that this is the side where I'm just like, New Yorkers, don't be bad winners, man. Like, come on, man.
Couple of moments out there, Phil. I was like, you guys are being bad winners, you guys. What's going
on? Yeah. Which I am purposely trying to not focus on that. Like some of the stuff, like people getting into fights and stuff. It's like, come on. Same thing I said last week. Like basketball, not worth all of that. Don't do that. Homeboy in the Dennis Rodman jersey walking through that airport is still one of the funniest things I've seen in recent memory.
Phil.
And it turned out he's not even a Spurs fan. He's a Philadelphia Sixers fan.
Phil. Listen to me. He's been booked by a wrestling company.
Has he?
Yes. I was on Instagram yesterday, and this company's like, the Spurs guy's going to be here. Get ready. I'm like, wait, hold on. God, stop. Bro. Reel this in. Hold on. We're moving way too fast. He got booked. He got booked, Phil, for wrestling.
Of course he did. But yeah, everything about the IG stuff with him was very funny. Him posting the pictures of him in that police car, and he's still getting his shit off. Like, man, they couldn't even book me with anything because they said I didn't initiate any of this. Pussies. It's like, all right, big dog.
When you said he looked like the homie from Class Act.
Which, yeah, absolutely.
I died. Oh, man.
Yeah, my man. Do I look stupid to you?
They don't make big black niggas like that no more, man. They don't make them like they used to.
Bro. Yeah, some stuff I just think people gotta bring it down a little bit, man. Like, and like I said, some of this stuff being live at Wemby, it's like, man, I get it. Some of the stuff he said in the press conferences and some of the stuff he said afterwards. Again, I don't agree with him not shaking the Knicks' hands, but when people are like, oh, he's a bad person, it's just like, oh, okay, guys, he's not the first major sports player that did not shake anybody's hand, and he won't be the last. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Somehow we got into a debate all week about whether you should shake people's hands, and I was just like, I don't. Let's just not do this. Let's not make a big deal out of this. Let's not turn this into discourse like we do with everything. And like that Jay Will clip when he's talking about it, like shaking hands is for little leaguers, and it's like, okay, let's come on, guys. Let's come on.
I think what we've been talking about with Wemby, Phil, though, and this like being his story, I think this new villain adversity is going to help him a lot. I think like being being scrutinized and everybody talking is going to fuel him.
It's good for the sport. I think at the end of the day, either this is going to be this thing that starts like this big villain run of him dominating, or he's going to have this big redemption arc out of it. Yep. Either way, like they're going to be able to write their stories around it because that's what, sports media wants to do.
Mm-hmm. If he comes back and wins one, people are going to be like, wow, he really learned. Like, it's so easy to flip this stuff, especially when you're an amazing basketball player like he is.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's whatever. I don't have a dog in the race either. I think some of the hate thrown at him, it's like, yeah, like somebody said, the one guy from New York media that was saying he's not likable, like he's not like a Jordan or a Kobe or a LeBron, and it's like, you can't make that kind of guy the face of the league. And I was like, guys, those three guys you named have done worse things than Victor Wembanyama. And I say that as a Jordan fan. There's things on Jordan's jacket that are worse than anything Victor Wembanyama has done so far. There's things that LeBron has done that are absolutely worse. There are things, God rest his soul, there are things that you guys hated Kobe for at the height of his popularity that is worse than anything Wembanyama has done so far. Let's calm down.
Saying those three guys are likable, these were like Michael Jordan was a villain, you guys. Like, people hated this guy. I'm talking about the one at his head on a stick. Kobe too. This guy was his eyes were red. A lot of they like people hated. They're throwing stuff at him when he walked down the street.
That is one of those things that people have rewritten history on. People hated Kobe, man. Yes, people hated him. And I know, like, since his death, and his retirement run, he's got lionized, but no, people hated Kobe, man.
Hated him. We would turn on SportsCenter and all that, and they'd be talking crazy about Kobe. And then you talk to people on the street, wild about Kobe, man. Like, there was times where this guy was public enemy number one.
Yeah, and you try to be, oh, well, this guy's a bad sportsman. LeBron also got a lot of flack for not shaking people's hands after he lost and looking like a sore loser, and he still was the face of the league. These things don't matter. If
you mean notorious run to the back guy, LeBron James, get out of my way, move, I'm getting to my locker room, that guy? That guy.
No, if this guy's a winner, if this guy's an earner, he's going to be still the face of this league, guys. And the fact that opinions are so polarizing about him tells you exactly what we're seeing. And as somebody that's watched basketball for a long time, you can see it. You can see when we're at the precipice of greatness. This kid he's going to be an all-time great. That, mark my words about it. I don't think I'm like saying anything that's crazy. This is a safe bet. That kid is going to be an all-time great.
Mm-hmm. He's 22 playing like this. When he's 26 and he's gotten even better, it's going to be insane. Yeah.
And I mean, again, that's not saying that everybody's got to like him. But the fact that we're already getting such polarizing opinions, that tells you what this is. Because we've seen this before.
It's not even crazy things. He's like, maybe a bad sportsman in points. And they're like, kill him. And it's like, no, that's not enough.
Yeah. But, him pushing Brunson down in that game is going to be one of those big things from this series. But listen, man, I respect it. People might be mad, but I respect it.
Listen. A guy on my squad likes to step on people's chests. He'll drop an elbow on you. Like, I can't. Like, what am I gonna?
Yeah,
Draymond Green won us 4 championships, dog. Like, I don't. What do you want?
Buddy, I said all the time as a Bulls fan when Noah was here. Noah's the exact kind of player where if he's on your team, you love him. If he's not on your team, you hate him.
Yep.
The same thing with Dennis Rodman.
Yep.
If he's on your team and you're winning, you love this guy. If he's on your team. If you're playing against him, get this guy out of here.
Get him out. If he was playing against the Warriors, I would hate his guts. Yeah. But he plays with the Warriors. So I'm like, kill him, Draymond. Punch him.
Yeah. I just think that, man, like, build some rivalries off of this. Like, you now have something special in this Knicks-Spurs rivalry. The ratings were a huge success for the NBA. One of the most highest viewed NBA finals. I think it's the most highest viewed since 1998, which is insane.
I was everywhere I was going out in Oakland, they were showing it. People were just like, I hadn't seen people talk about basketball like this in a minute, Phil. Like, where everyone's watching, everybody's tuned in, everybody knows what's going on. It was pretty magical.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's some things about that, like having an NBA Finals game in Madison Square Garden and like the atmosphere around it. Yeah, it was cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you got a chance to do some rivalries after that. That's why when I saw Trae Young opted out of that contract, I was like, oh, San Antonio's got a chance to do something really funny here. I don't think that they will, but Can you imagine San Antonio showing up in the Garden sometime next year with Trae Young as their starting point guard?
I think
they're getting booed out of the building.
That's what De'Aaron Fox needs, another player like that, I think, to really be utilized for his tools. If you get another around that age, around that vet status to be in there with them, I think it'd fare better. And shit, if they have a chance, maybe send Trae Young a couple text messages, my brother.
Bro, I don't think that's a bad move either. If you decide to move De'Aaron Fox over the offseason and offer Trae Young some money, I don't think that's a bad move. There's also the talk about Jaylen Brown as well. There's talk that San Antonio might be interested in him. That's another guy. You add him to that team. That's a finals MVP. That's
the type of tools you need.
Yeah.
In that young team.
Yeah.
How do we get back to basketball? Meet Normus. Shout out to Meet Normus. Leonard Aaron says Triple Stell got Johnny Gargano out here going from Johnny Wrestling to Johnny Corpsing in 10 years. Don't let no company raw dog your dignity, y'all. It's so funny because I just saw this clip of Pete Dunne talking. He did a promo where he was like, thank you guys for being along for the ride. I know a lot of weird shit's been happening. And it's like, knowing that these guys, like, I don't want to say their prime, but a lot of their good years are being spent in a way is like, it sucks, Phil. I don't know. I'm like, Johnny, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne were like, this was supposed to be all theirs right now. Like, what's happening? I feel like Johnny Gargano's another one. Like, maybe he probably wouldn't say he's wasted his years, but there's some years that could have been valuable somewhere else or doing something else, you know?
Yeah, the Gargano stuff is very interesting to watch, especially when you see like Ciampa going off and
he's with Jericho. You know, however we feel about Jericho, he's still in a program with Jericho, you know?
Yeah. And Gargano is just, I don't get what they're doing with him. And yeah, man, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate. I was there for Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate in Chicago. Still one of the greatest matches I've seen in person.
Yeah.
Tyler Bate versus Gunther for the NXT UK Championship is one of my favorite matches of all time. And I think all the time, like, man, Tyler Bate, man, this guy was supposed to be.
This was his.
He's supposed to be like the second coming of you name it, the Bryan Danielson, who you name it. This guy was supposed to be a great, and you got this guy doing this lucha mask stuff. I just don't get it. Pete Dunne as well. Pete Dunne, man, when Pete Dunne was rolling before Gunther got there, he was out of here.
Dog. Even before he got to the WWE and the indie, he was dominating the indies, and he felt like, I remember there was a time when it was like Pete Dunne and Penta were like the big names of like, well, what are these guys going to become? And like, it's just interesting where they've landed. There's still time. These are still super young guys too, Phil. Like, they're still like in their 20s and shit. So like,
yeah, of course, like Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate could still turn it around and do something else. But yeah, the Gargano stuff is so fascinating because Ciampa was the guy that you thought, okay, they're great together as a tag team, but then Ciampa had that heel run in NXT, and he at one point was the hottest heel in wrestling.
Yeah.
And even then, it kind of felt like, wait a minute, hold on, y'all kept telling me Gargano's the one, but Ciampa undeniably had a better NXT World Title run.
Yeah.
And even when Gargano, was having the matches with Adam Cole, it still felt like, man, Adam Cole, man, that's the guy I want to see as champion, though. And so I kept thinking, like, all right, when he gets back, and he had that little bit where he left the company and then he came back, I was like, all right, what are you gonna do with this guy on the main roster? And so far, I don't know. I don't know where you go from here with him. It definitely feels like he's in that same spot as somebody like Melo, where it's like, we know he's good, but is he ever going to get past that perception they have with that company of him just being a small indie guy?
Right. Like, we know the potential. We know the matches that he can do. We know that he could still go. But will they ever see past that Johnny Gargano guy? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Wish the best for him, man.
Me too.
But yeah, I don't get it. He's still doing this planking thing. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Better suited, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Meet Norma says, my nephew and BK stayed in the house on Sunday. His neighbors bought a bunch of gas before game 5 and doesn't own a car. Okay. Now it's Wizard season. Bunch of sad faces. I mean, Meet Norma's, it could change for you this offseason.
What is he going to do with all this gas? Well, Wizards do have the number 1 pick. So that's one good thing you have to look forward to, Meet Normas.
Number 1. That's something.
Listen, man, you gotta have a little patience. San Antonio went through the same thing. They were bad for a minute. Got the number 1 pick. Got Victor Wembanyama. Got some good picks. Got Castle. Got Harper. So yeah, you might have to struggle through some bad seasons for a minute.
Went to the finals. Leonard Aaron says Danhausen didn't uncurse the Mets, so nah, man, he needs to pay what he owe. Knicks can enjoy their 1. Spurs will be back. Revenge is a powerful motivator. Got him that 5th title in 2014. It will be number 6.
Absolutely. When I talk about like some of the NBA finals that I enjoyed the most, outside of course, the 6 that the Bulls won, the Spurs coming back and beating the Heat in 2014 was incredibly satisfying. I mean, loved every second of it, man.
Very satisfying. The homie Me Normus also says, wait till Leo Rush curses the Cowboys. It's fine. He's fine.
It's fine. Salute to Leo Rush, man. New ROH World Television Champion. I've seen people that were disappointed for AR Fox, but, you know, I think it's fine, man.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, you guys. He's fine. Yeah, no. Shout out to Leo Rush. We said it multiple times on this podcast, really getting out there and earning this shit, man. A gimmick that people were saying he shouldn't do was bad. He's doing stuff on the indies and people are like, what's he doing? He brought this to national TV and really turned it into something well-earned victory. My guys are cooking, man. Leo, Fox, Reed. Every time Reed's on TV, Phil, oh my God, man. It feels so satisfying. That match with Reed and Jet from Collision, was that last week? Woo-wee, brother. Oh my God, it felt good.
Very happy to see him getting his due. Very happy to see how this has panned out since he made the jump from TNA. Speaking of TNA, TNA was in the news this week for multiple reasons.
You don't say.
There were some more exits from TNA. There's been a few of them this year, and I keep asking the same question, like, what's going on over there? Why are wrestlers all of a sudden leaving? Especially, you know, they got the TV deal, and, you know, the way that certain people, certain pundits keep talking up TNA like it's going to be like the second best promotion in the world and all the rest of these things, and now it looks kind of crazy over there. We initially got the report that Tessa Blanchard is no longer with TNA. What a very bizarre re-signing. I still don't understand what they were doing. It's like you re-signed Tessa, so you know the risk that comes with that. She came and did shows and was getting "You're a racist" chant, and you still made the decision to get back in business with Tessa Blanchard. And I kept saying all along, well, you can't have one foot half in and have the other out. Like, you gotta, if you're gonna sign her for as good as she is, controversy aside, she was one of the best wrestlers in that division at that point when you brought her back. Had a very good match with Jordan Grace when she came back.
Yep.
And so I thought, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to put her in the mix? Are we going to put her in the title picture? And then it never came. Then we got the report that it was because she was still doing work with CMLL.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to draw attention to CMLL on their show when they're also in a partnership with WWE. WWE, of course, has the partnership with AAA. And so it kept looking really strange in the light. You've got Tessa Blanchard over there, and you took the PR hit of bringing her back, and then you're not really doing anything with her. And so this week, they mutually parted ways. Tessa put out the video on her YouTube channel that confirmed that she was getting pushed back, and she decided to become full-time with CMLL, which makes a lot of sense for her career. When she came back to wrestling after all the stuff with TNA the first time, a lot of the stuff she was doing was with CMLL. She's very popular with that fan base. She's been a big part of their women's division. So I think it makes a lot of sense for her business-wise. And from her point of view, if you're looking at it like, wait a minute. Like, y'all already knew that I was doing CMLL stuff coming in the door. Like, now you're trying to get me to, like, focus on just doing stuff here. But you guys ain't even using me that great. So why would I even commit to you guys when y'all look like y'all not ready to commit to me?
Exactly. It's like, I 100% hear you, Phil. If they're going to be in the Tessa Blanchard business, be in the Tessa Blanchard business. You can't do 1 foot over here and half-ass it. Like, utilize her if you're going to use her, because, like, just having her on the roster and putting her in these certain spots in not good spots is like, well, what's the benefit of this for either side? It doesn't really make sense for this relationship what's going on. And, like, on Tessa's side, she's in Mexico. They don't care. Like, she's cooking over there. Things move a little bit different. I'd be like the same way. Like, no, I'm gonna stay doing my thing over here where it feels a little bit more satisfying, because you guys aren't even really doing anything with me on TV here in a division that, like you said, Phil, controversy side, they need her bad, dog.
Yeah,
they need her so bad.
Like, there's so much you could have done with her in the last year or so. Like, you had Danny Luna over there. You could have had, man, you could have been doing some better matches with her over there.
Yep.
Very hard to understand why they made the decision, especially with the CMLL stuff, because, again, you knew she had the work with CMLL before she came back. Why'd you re-sign her? Just very, very bizarre stuff. I don't think, and of course, this is not, oh man, I have all this sympathy for Tessa, but
no,
from her point of view, I get it. I get it from a business point of view of being like, nah, I'm making money over here. They're booking me this way over here. And what am I really doing at TNA of note at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
So
and that seems to be the story for a lot of what was going on this week, of like people being like, well, what really am I doing here? What is my place in TNA?
Yeah.
And how am I going to be utilized moving forward? And they got a lot of crazy kind of business dealings, Phil, with like the independent stuff happening, and they can't wrestle AEW people, and they can't, like, there's so many stipulations that are kind of put on these wrestlers for a company that seems to be moving kind of crazy in turmoil.
Yeah. And I thought that they kind of wasted the heat, at least they got out of the Jordan match, because at least you knew that, like I said, at bare minimum, you know you're going to get good matches out of Tessa. You got good heat. She's going to get booed. She's going to get reactions. And they didn't do anything with that. It's just really kind of confusing.
They paired her up with, I was going to say Alicia Fox, but Vix Crow.
Yeah.
And like, it was weird.
Yeah, very, very strange run with TNA. I mean, Tessa had good things to say about TNA on the way out. She didn't have anything negative to say about them, but she definitely made it known. Like, nah, CMLL has been home. Mexico has been home for me. They've treated me like family. I've done great business here. So, yeah, I'm choosing CMLL. And like I said, I get it. I totally get it.
Definitely, with what's going on and not knowing. As a TNA wrestler, feels like things are ever changing. The thing this week with Trey Miguel, they announced that Trey Miguel re-signed, but they announced this already this year. This is the second time they said Trey Miguel re-signed this year, and they just keep doing things that's like, well, what's going on? Like, the right hand doesn't know what the left's doing, it feels like a lot of the times.
It felt like they were trying to get ahead of certain things as well, like announcing that Tasha Steelz re-signed. And announcing certain things like, no, we're not losing wrestlers. And it's like, no, y'all have been losing wrestlers for a minute. Steve Macklin, Mila Grace were some of the latest names that exited the company. And then, of course, we had the big news this week that Tommy Dreamer is out. Tommy Dreamer got on Busted Open and was saying that this was kind of a mutual thing. And then when Sean talked about it, he said, nope, this guy was fired. So what's going on? What is going on here?
And then Sami Callihan tweeted, he said, oh, I thought I was going to get a promotion into creative, and actually, nope, I don't work there anymore. Support Pro Wrestling Revolver. It's like, wait, what? Hold on.
Right, because the Tommy Dreamer thing in itself is a big deal because he's been, a big force in creative recently. But
he said he's been working with them for 10 years at this point.
Yeah, and he's been there for a long time. But after the last regime left, he's been really the creative voice for this company. From the outside looking in, at least that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And once Tommy Dreamer left out of there, you thought, okay, maybe they're going to promote Sami Callihan. He's going to be in creative now. A lot of people assumed that before Sami even tweeted that.
Yep.
So what's happening? It's not just that you got rid of one of your top guys in creative. You got rid of the guy that a lot of people thought was going to step in. So what is the creative direction for this company now?
Well, they're saying that the homie Delirious is going to head up the creative now, and track record is interesting to say the least. He's been along for a lot of the Tommy Dreamer ride so far, Phil. So like he knows the system. That I think they wanted to invest in him, and it feels like that's happening. The Tommy Dreamer stuff is crazy. They going on the radio and being emotional and being like, we mutually parted ways. We talked about this. It was a long conversation. We decided on this, and then just find out that, or Sean saying that he's fired is like, well, why would Tommy say that? Like, what does saving? Because he made TNA look good in the whole thing. The whole time he was like, they're fine, they're great. I like this. I had a great time, and like he could have been like, hey, it's crazy over here, and he didn't.
Maybe they gave him permission to say that, but I mean, even when you look at it on the surface, like for him to be that emotional about leaving, and you're also telling us this was a mutual thing. Was it though? Because it don't seem like you're ready to leave. If you're getting this emotional about it, that don't seem like something. That's why I was saying something's off here. I don't really get it.
He couldn't even get the words out. He was so emotional. Like he was like, like he was stuttering, dog, and like,
yeah.
I don't know how mutual that looks, Tommy Dreamer. Well, it looks crazy from this side.
Very. Yeah, I've been asking questions all year about TNA. What does this mean? Why are they losing so many people? We keep hearing, these reports. We keep hearing conversations about what the wrestlers are getting paid, what they're allowed to do outside of TNA, like the restrictions with working. Like that was the whole discourse around WrestleMania season and the Leon Slater match. And yeah, what's going on over there? That's the question I keep coming to. Like, what's happening over there?
Steve Macklin called Carlos Silva a cuck on national television on their show and then left. So like there's a lot going on, Phil. There's just a lot going on over there. Prepping for a sale? Am I crazy to say this? Like, is this wild? It looks like because like it's a lot. Like they're moving. Yeah. They're big moves are being made. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's happening, but it looks crazy.
It kind of has that look, but I'm not so sure. But we've heard the murmurs of them preparing for a sale for a while. This isn't entirely new,
not a new thing
for TNA. And I don't even know if I can get into the gloom and doom talk because TNA's been at the brink of doom for years. Like
the first day.
they've come back from the brink several times. Like this is the company that will not go quietly into the dark. So
TNA will not die. They're about to talk about it on Dark Side of the Ring with Jeff Jarrett. There was plenty of time. I've been on the every year. They've been like, this is it for TNA, and I don't think it's ever going to be it. They've outlasted WCW. They've outlasted ECW. They've outlasted PWG. They're a long time company, dog. They're here to stay.
Right. I think it was Sean that was also talking about it. We talked about it on the hump, and he said, what is the benefit of buying TNA at this point? I mean, you're going to get the tape library, but even with their current situation with their contracts, like, who's there that if you buy TNA, like, oh, I'm getting this contracted wrestler? Like, what's the appeal at this point of buying TNA?
The brand.
I mean, you've got another TV slot you can use because you've got the AMC spot.
But there's not a lot of crossover with, like you're saying, Phil, with like a big like versus TNA guy. Like, who are the people? What is their identity at this point?
Yeah.
Like Santana, he's about to be out. He's on the next train smoking.
Yeah. All of the interesting guys and women over there, either they've left or they're on their way out, it seems. So it's an interesting situation. Of course, also there's the report that there's talks of bringing Road Dogg in. I think this is a problem not just in TNA, but just across the wrestling business right now.
General.
We need some new voices in creative, like desperately need like some new names, some new younger voices in creative. Like it's past due.
I'm tired of it. It's a vicious cycle of the same. The wrestling depends so much on its history has shown. If you go through WCW history, they'll have a bad year. Bring in this guy that worked 2 years. Bring in this guy that did good job 5 years ago. Bring in this guy that did good work 10 years ago. If they've done good work in general, we'll try them. And like, that's not going to work. Like, Road Dogg is not going to save this company. I don't care what happens. There's nothing that he's going to bring to this table that's going to be like, this is it. We're changing this. There's no idea that he's going to bring that's going to be different. There's this report that's like, oh, everybody really likes Road Dogg. He's nice. He's blah, blah, blah. He's really nice to the wrestlers. That ain't enough to save this, dog. We don't need the nice guy. We need somebody with new creative ideas that's going to come in here. And like you're saying, Phil, it's across the board, man. Wrestling is such, when there's a new wrestling idea, it's just an old idea. They're like, oh, I was watching this blah, 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 and I'm going to flip that. Like, the wrestlers are saying that. The goddamn writers are saying that. Like, everybody's just watching old stuff and converting it into new. What if we just tried something new? I don't know.
Yeah.
Road Dogg?
Road Dogg was recently talking about how it wasn't fun being in creative in WWE anymore when he left. And I thought that meant he was going to take some time away and do something else for a while, but they're trying to give him more creative, I guess. I don't know. But that hasn't been confirmed, has it? That he's
I don't think so.
I mean, even the fact that that's the scuttlebutt at this point is it's interesting. Very interesting.
Sure, they probably sent an email to Vince Russo, maybe Jim Cornette. They probably just pushing him out there,
Come on, guys.
I mean, they're saying Vince is doing a good job at the JCW, so
I guess I haven't watched it.
The homie Vinny Massaro has been on there, so I turned it on and I was like, there's a lot going on this show, brother. A lot going on this show. But shout out to the homie Vinny. Tonight, San Francisco, California. Let me get this plug in real quick. The show's sold out, so you can't go. But tonight, West Coast Pro is in San Francisco, California for Cruel Summer. Not going to be streaming live. I think they're trying a new thing with what happened, with how it went down in Vegas film the thing, let people get excited. Then they're going to drop on the 25th. So today's the 20th. In 5 days, the thing will drop. But yeah, we're going to be in San Francisco having a good time later today.
Yeah. And send us your super chats. That's the best way to get your chats right on the stream. We're gonna
listen. TNA, call us. We'll help you. Phil and I will come in. We have all the ideas.
Yeah. Well,
TNA's never call. They don't call us for interviews. They don't call us for nothing. We want to talk to y'all. That's all I'm saying. We will help.
Can't get a call back, man.
I'm saying, dog. We've been waiting by the phone too for like 4 years.
Can't get a call back, man. At one point, I was in there though, man. Like at one point, I was getting a handful of interviews from over there.
That little well's dried up. Dry down there, Phil. Our homie Aaron Busby, the Buzz 408 says, since the Knicks won, what four sports franchises due for a championship run? For me, I'm biased. It's my Niners, of course. Of course, you'd say the Niners.
That's due?
Who's due?
The Bulls. The fuck? What the fuck do you expect me to say? The Chicago Bulls. Like, what do you mean? The Chicago Bears. We ain't won since I have not witnessed the Chicago Bears win. The Chicago Bears. Like, what do you mean? What kind of question is this? You think I'm gonna be like, oh, I really want the Brooklyn Nets to win? No. Fuck out of here.
Phil's offended that you would even pitch that question, Busby. He said, all of my franchises, dog, yes.
Hey, I think you think I'm gonna be like, man, can't wait to see Denver win again.
No.
Nah, I'm good. It's Sacramento.
Oh man, that is funny. I mean, as far as like championship caliber franchises, like the Bulls does make a lot of sense. Like y'all haven't been back for a while, you know what I mean? And y'all are like a franchise, you know?
We've already seen it. Like this, like the last time the ratings were high was in 1998. Jordan, of course, one of the biggest cities, one of the biggest markets in the country. So yeah, of course the ratings were going to be high for the biggest city in the country winning a championship. It's been too long, man. I'm ready to go back to Grant Park. I'm ready to see some confetti raining on the streets again here, man. It's been too long. I'm probably gonna cry if we win, and Stacy's not here to see it. But still, I
remember that night. I remember the 1998 series and like just being like still mesmerized by Jordan. Like it had been years of just seeing this guy do amazing things, but still being like, hey, still doing this. It was crazy.
Different time in the city, buddy. Different time, man.
Man, and I was all the way in California being like, this is the guy. Like I said, after Jordan, like my basketball love died a little bit. It's back fully. But for a while, I was like, man, that guy set the fucking world on fire.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there were other players that I followed after that. It was a lot of pain for a Bulls fan for a long time. Still painful sometimes, but a different time. You couldn't tell us nothing. In the 90s, you couldn't tell us nothing in this city, buddy.
Why would you? Commons, the ball boy, like everything's happening here. It's lit over there.
Move to Common, man. He was out there rapping at the grand opening for the Obama seminar, and like legend, buddy. Like the stages this guy has been on representing for hip hop, man. Absolute legend.
This guy has freestyled in front of everyone ever at this point. Like I've said what's Common doing here so many times. Like why is Common here rapping is always been a thing, and I'm always so happy about it, man. A legendary figure. They will get it'd be 4 a.m. and they're like, hey, Common's here, spit a freestyle. Like they do not care.
Man. And he don't care. He'll show up. He's gonna freestyle. He's gonna break dance. He is like one of the best representatives there are for hip hop.
Absolutely. He does not shy away. If a mic is in his hand, he gonna rap, dog. There ain't no problem at it. And true freestyles too. He's never in his life been like, let me spit this rhyme that I have. No, I'm about to rap right now. He is hip hop to a fucking T.
Part of the reason why I still get a bit offended when people are like, nah, the best rapper y'all have ever had out of the city is Kanye. No, it's not. No, it's not. He was the biggest artist at one point, yes, but best rapper to come out of the city? No, it was never Kanye.
And not even close, dog.
No.
He can't rap better than Common. I don't even think he can rap better than Chance. He definitely can't rap better than Lupe at all. But I don't think you can rap better than Chance, but I might be jumping out the window. And I know Chance is super influenced by him.
And I live here. Like the Chance run and Chance being in the city, nah, it was different.
And he don't rap better than Saba. Like, you don't rap better than Saba. Like, you can rap, dog, but you don't rap better than Saba. I might be jumping out the window a lot here, but like Chicago got some fucking vicious rappers, you guys. Bro. I'm talking about legendary mics.
Bro, hey, that clip of Twista getting his Rockefeller chain getting cleaned, I felt something, man.
Twista.
I felt the way.
Twista.
Legend, bro. Legend. Like you come on.
Even some of it, something like Rhyme Fest. Like, I'm dog. Leave me alone. I'll get out of here. We're leaving. This is your fault too, you loser, Kanye West. Leonard Earns also says, top of the NBA draft is such a wear unless you're just brain dead. No way you whiff on a lottery pick. Bulls got a solid hire because Portland's cheap.
We've whiffed on lottery picks before.
You've talked about it on this podcast.
I'd be with you, Leonard, if we didn't use a lottery pick for Marcus Pfizer. So, yeah.
You complained about it on here before.
Yeah, I was talking to my dad because he was like, "What if we had a bad top 5 pick?" I was like, "Dad, we drafted Marcus Pfizer." He was like, "Marcus Pfizer, we did that." I was like, "Yes,
we did that."
I was like, "We drafted Eddie Curry with a top 5 pick," and he was like, "Eddie Curry was a top 5 pick." I was like, "Yes, Dad, yes, yes, he was." He was also confused because I said, "Yeah, Eddie Curry at least has a championship." He was like, "Eddie Curry got a championship?" I said, "Yeah, he was on that Miami Heat team." Didn't play, but he got a championship.
Listen, he got that ring. So yeah, Phil knows about lottery picks. Touchy subject.
Marcus Pfizer, dog.
Busby also says, I just realized that the Bloodline are the Sopranos of the WWE. They are not heels or faces. They are just mafia family of the company, I guess. Yeah, they're trying to establish something like that, it feels like, Busby.
They're definitely heels. I don't know what you're talking about. They're heels. I've been saying this since WrestleMania. All the stuff that Roman is doing, this guy's a heel. People don't want to boo him, but he's doing heel things. Yeah. This stuff this week with him and Jacob jumped Eric Andre for some reason, and Roman's like, yeah, finish the job. That's a heel thing to do.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that's being conflated is people don't want to boo Roman because he's surpassed that, but he's still doing heel things.
He continues to do heel things. People didn't believe me initially when he came out and was like, I made this belt relevant. I was like, this is a heel thing to do. He continues to do very heelish things, and people are like, well, what do you mean? Like when Jacob attacked him and he was like, man, this is a heel turn for Jacob. No, he was talking crazy and he put hands on him.
Gotta retaliate. You can't talk crazy to Jake like that. I can't look at my phone while we're potty. The homie Joseph Molina says ROH Global Wars from this week is more Forbidden Door than Forbidden Door. Yeah, they're doing something over there, Joe. I've seen a lot of people are kind of along for the ride. Ring of Honor's putting together some fun stuff. Like, you got to be invested. You got to really be a fan to get in there. But when you get in there, man, there's some great work. I haven't watched this show in full, but I'm hearing some amazing stuff about what went down. So listen, Ring of Honor is doing something. AEW's putting them on TV, on YouTube now, and it feels like AEW Dark. Like, they're trying, and I can't be mad at it. The homie Eloquent says, I hate NXT, but man, Kendall Gray is a hooper. Kendall Gray is a hooper. Don't know where they got her from, where she came from, what her motivations are, but the homegirl's cooking.
Absolutely. They got a few hoopers down there. I don't watch regularly anymore. I remember what NXT was, man. It's hard for me to watch now because I remember what it was, and it's just not that anymore. And, you know, people keep trying to gaslight me, and I just will not be gaslit. I'm not about to listen to y'all tell me the show is good. It's not. Stop playing with me, man. Show is not good.
Phil, they're trying to gaslight us, G. Like, I see this around parts of people being like, you guys are wrong about NXT. I wouldn't say all that.
There was a whole exchange. Was that in Philly? It was one of those WrestleMania weekends, and a bunch of people were standing around me, and I was the only person standing there saying I don't watch NXT, and everybody was like, "You don't watch NXT? It's great. Why don't you watch NXT?" I was like, "Cause it's not good." Like, what do you mean?
Was that Philly?
And they were all like standing there looking at me like I was crazy, and I was like, "It's not a good show."
And that was a minute ago, and it hasn't gotten better.
But yeah, they were all like, yeah.
Like, they got some good workers there for sure. People that can hoop, but like as a show,
no. They have good matches that I check out here and there. Like, they have things going on that I think are good here and there, but like as a whole, no, I'm good.
Keep it.
I tried for a while to watch regularly, and at some point my breaking point was just like, yeah, no, I cannot continue to do this.
But good for them. They got a lot of development going there. They're Evolve, LFG. I'm like, if you were invested, you're invested, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, your big main event feud going on right now is Tony D versus Evil. I guess. Sorry, Naraku. Tony D versus Naraku.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Tony D versus Naraku is their big feud.
That's for somebody. It's not for me. I'm sorry.
Somebody out there is like, this is heat. They're killing it, you know? The homie Antonio Morales says, went to last night's Hog Show, and now I believe in Leo's new gimmick. Huge pop for him. Also, Ricky Sosa is going to be a big star one day, and Ali we trust. Yeah, it's been interesting. Happy you went to that show, Antonio. It looked like Hog had a really good one, a really good card there. The Ricky Sosa stuff's been funny because, like, he had this big fanfare. He had this big moment. He was going viral and all this. He got signed to TNA, and then, like, he kind of disappeared for a little bit of time, and, like, now he's trying to get back. I'm like, what's happening?
I think he has some visa issues. That's why he wasn't on TV for a bit.
Okay.
But this is something that happens pretty often with TNA as well. Like, you know, they'll have wrestlers that are not on TV because of visas or something else. And then it's kind of hard to like get them back in the mix and kind of explain where they went and like why, from a TV standpoint, we haven't seen this person.
Right. And it feels like it's really hard to get those explanations. They're just like, they're back. Forget about it. And I'm like, yeah, but there should be more. But yeah, I'm definitely going to check out. There's a couple matches on that Hog Show that I want to get into. Muted, of course.
Yeah, I didn't see any of this show, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Commentary. Shame Monster says, shout out to Blackheart Leo Rush. The rain. His confusion seeing the ROH TV title and cradling it like Gollum. Perfect. It's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, man. Really happy for Leo, man.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Leo. Shout out to Shame Monster.
Yeah. I meant to check out some of the New Japan and Stardom stuff coming out of the weekend. I still haven't seen. Dominion was a solid show. I did review it on our YouTube channel. Suji is back on the top of this company as the IWGP heavyweight champion. People got worked again because people were like, "Why is Ospreay saying all these things?" Like, I was like, "Yeah, they're working." I think the Tsuji and Will Ospreay stuff is clearly a work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I like everything that Tsuji says when he's like, "Nah, fuck them. I don't care about them. We're doing this over here." That's what it should be.
He should be standing on business for his company.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest winners coming out of this pay-per-view though was Gabe Kidd. That promo he cut after the triple threat match and the stuff with him walking up the aisle and he's like, get the light on me, show my physique. I'm like, yo, this guy, bro, Gabe is fantastic.
Looks good too. He's been in the gym,
bro. He's in incredible shape. He's getting his shit off. I thought based off the aftermath to that match that Gabe versus Shota was going to be the Forbidden Door match, but apparently now it's going to be Pac versus Shota.
Just shows like what Pac is, because I'm sure Shota was like, "Hey, I'll wrestle Pac. He's cool." You know what I mean? That's just how good of a wrestler he is.
I believe that was they've had a match before with AEW. I'm forgetting where it was. Either it was on Rampage or
I do remember that.
They've had
a Rampage match or something like that.
Yeah,
some kind of those matches.
Yeah. So I'm not mad at it. I just thought with that build coming out, I thought that Gabe Shota was going to be the match, but I'll take a Pac match. It definitely seems like we're building up more Death Riders versus Shota stuff moving forward. Curious to see where that's going to go. Very stunned that Shota is the new IWGP Global Champion. I thought for sure they were going to get more out of this run with Andrade. Kind of confused by that, but I'm not mad at it. I think giving Shota his first singles win in that way in Osaka makes sense. Drilla Maloney got an incredible reaction. That crowd very much wanted him to win. So, I mean, there's stuff you can do with this. I think you've got a clear storyline with Drilla and Gabe going into the G1. They're in the same block. There's plenty of stuff you can do with this. I'm not mad at it. I'm just based on the match we got with Tsuji and Andrade at Dantaku, I thought, oh, you're gonna ride this horse for a while. You got a champion you could do more with, and I don't know.
They do some quick reigns over there in New Japan.
Yeah, Big Shock also. The Knockout Brothers lost. I thought for sure they were gonna win their match. Hinare and Great O'Khan are the new tag team champions.
How'd the Aaron Wolf stuff go?
It was about the same as the Wrestle Kingdom match. I'm very much ready for him to move on from the House of Torture stuff. It got the reactions it was supposed to. He's still getting very loud responses at these shows. And the heat that House of Torture gets, it works in his favor. But please move this guy on.
Get him out of there.
Please move this guy on. He's got a play-in match coming up to earn a spot in the G1. Curious to see if he makes the G1 and how he would be booked in the G1.
Right. That's coming up too, huh? The Chicago show?
Yeah. First night of G1 will be July 11th. That is a Saturday. That is going to be in Chicago. Technically, it's in Hoffman, but don't sound sexy to say Hoffman Estates.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't sound sexy. Homie Tin Ruza says that Reg Mahini helped Team USA and not my team Australia. Yeah, USA was out there playing World Cup. I watched some of the game and I was like, damn, it's got a lot of brothers on the USA team. Shout out to that. Fun game, man. The USA crowd was hyped. All the games. We had a game here yesterday at Santa Clara Stadium, the 49er Stadium. So people have been insane, Phil. I'm gonna just keep it real.
I've seen some of the people outside. I've seen some of these pictures, these videos. I've seen how the algorithm does with these fans that go to the soccer games.
Yep.
Listen, man, out of all of the sports fan bases, the women that go to soccer games, A1. Way better than any football. The rest of this,
not even a competition, brother. Number one, far and away. Every time they pan, I'm like, huh.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen what the algorithm is doing. It does it every year. It does it every time with soccer.
And I fall right for it. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks, algorithm. Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Sifner says, Cuck Silva should just let Matt Hardy book the show so he could permanently nail the coffin shut.
Jeez. All right. All right, man.
Ben, we can't be talking crazy about Matt Hardy. He hates us Fightful guys. So shout out to the homie Matt Hardy, man. I'm a Hardy boy for life, dog. We had a show. West Coast Pro did a show, Oaktown Thursdays. It was outside. The ring was outside, Phil, and it was a free community event. And so the ring was outside. So there's a lot of just random black people walking by, and they all get so excited. I tweeted about it. Every one of them, Phil, is like Jeff Hardy. It never fails. Like if a black dude's gonna come up to the ring and do something, he's gonna say Swanton Bomb. Somehow Jeff Hardy's gonna be involved. He fucked our culture up, Phil. Black men love them some Jeff Hardy, dude. It's crazy. I can't believe it. Every time it happens, I'm like, what did he do? I mean, I was there. I know what he did, but he got a chokehold on people that haven't watched wrestling for 10 years. They're still like, yeah, but Jeff Hardy, though. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Culture loves this guy, man.
They do, man.
Has been the case for a long time.
He's invited to the dumb cookout, as they say. I ain't inviting him, but I love Jeff Hardy. And then Charles Jackson says, what happened to Bronson Reed? Feel like WWE fumbled him. He became my favorite when he squashed Seth Rollins. I think he's injured, isn't he?
Yeah, he's injured. Unfortunately, got injured. He was supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber match, and he got injured. So he's been injured since February, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the status is on him, but wish him well. Hopefully he comes back soon.
Missing some good pivotal stuff. Missed WrestleMania. Missing some good things. So hopefully he's back soon.
Yeah. We've got some Humper chats here. We got one from D-Lo Diggs. He says, hope everyone had a great Juneteenth. Didn't celebrate it like Knicks fans, LOL. But seriously, shaking my head at the King of the Ring and TNA. But off to see my Toy Story 5, One Love.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah, it's out this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything yesterday, guys. To be honest, I got some. I went and got some groceries. That's it. Got like an early workout in. That's it.
Listen, it was our day, Phil. You could have spent it however you want. That's what it was for. Like if you want to be a black man that gets groceries, you can do that. I was outside a little bit of festivals. Went to go get Jamba Juice with my mom. Like however you wanted to take it in is how you took it in. It was our freedom day, as they say. Shout out to Juneteenth. Shout out to black people. Y'all are cool.
Yeah, a lot of people were outside. The fireworks and stuff were going off, but I didn't really do anything.
It's still going on. I'm going to a festival tomorrow in Berkeley. They're doing a Juneteenth festival, so we're still in it.
Yeah. We've got some from Humper Chat's regular Tony P. He says, unexpected news about Tay Keith and Alden Smith's death. Tay was so young. It's more sad because of his potential outside of music space. He wanted to be a teacher. Alden, who was a fan of on the 49ers, died a few hours after delivering pizza to the homeless. Yeah, very.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Very, very sad news. Yeah, that Tay Keith thing is just still unbelievable, man. He was so young, man.
Tay Keith did fuck these niggas up with this horrible news, man. Damn, I hate it.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Tay Keith again and Alden Smith. Then Tony P says, Dolan has a special gift to make people hate him, even in the most joyous of times. He said, the Knicks are going to the White House. I'm ready to see if Hart is a real nigga and about to watch Robinson act like a kid in a candy store with all the white women at the White House. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to turn out because clearly there are some Knicks players that are not a fan of the current POTUS. So
yes, sir.
I don't know how that's going to pan out. Some of the talk around this UFC event at the White House was kind of nasty. And I expected it, but It was a little nasty. You know what this reminds me of? I was telling somebody on the phone, friend of the show. This is what WrestleMania 43 is going to be like. There's going to be a bunch of but the production. You see the production value. You see the money that went into this. It looks great.
I felt those vibes, Phil. That when it was happening all day, the timeline and how people were reacting and talking about it, I was like, oh, it's like, oh, they're take the propaganda out of it. No, forget that part. It's like, no, but it's hard to forget that part, though.
I mean, you had a guy on the show that said that Michelle Obama is a man.
Dog.
You can't just take politics out of it. It's right there.
Take this out. It's right. It's in our face.
It's right in our face. Like, no.
Like, no, forget that part. Forget that part. But did you see how they had great entrances? I'm like,
yeah. No,
I didn't.
Just this disgusting stuff all around. At least I was not expecting anybody to say anything, but at least, Dana came out and denounced what the guy said, but
yeah.
Everything about it was just kind of gross. I didn't like it. And I wasn't going to watch it anyway. I'm not a big UFC fan, but I was like,
That picture of Roman.
Can't say I'm stunned.
Nah, not at all. We saw this little, what was that, GQ or whatever? We know what time he's on.
Now listen, man. This was a TKO event. Face of WWE, a guy that they have a lot of vested interest in. Made a lot of sense for him to be there. Not shocked at all. People were like, well, how do we know he wanted to be there, guys?
He was not forced.
No.
At all. Well, how do we know? People are so funny.
Yeah, I saw some funny tweets in that regards, but yeah, I saw, of course, people bringing up Punk and bringing up that clip of him because they were like, if he was invited, would he go? And he was like, no, not going.
Hey, get your money.
Very, very funny stuff. One of my friends that's not a wrestling fan sent me that clip, and they was like, yeah, your guy was stood on business. I was like, yeah, every now and then he will, but...
Is he wrestling next week?
I don't know. He'll be at Fanatic Fest, though.
So it's like, where's the line?
No. Oh, sorry. Skipped one. Tony P says, the good Dynamite Swerve / Will promo was fabulous and foreshadowed something I think will happen soon. And with Will / Mox, but between Swerve / Mox, maybe a match All In, Hazuki Mercedes has entered itself in a match of the year territory. Yeah, I thought pretty strong episode of Dynamite for the most part. The main event stuff wasn't the biggest fan of, but other than that, I thought we got the best match of the tournament in Mercedes versus Hazuki. Really, really good stuff. You could tell what I had assumed before Mercedes came back at the wild card, that they had ramped up everything behind her, because now you have the clear story in place for her to win the tournament. I think the video packages they've been doing for her weekly and giving her reasoning of why she needs this win have been really good, because, she's made the point of, I'm not coming back for revenge. I'm coming back for what's mine. And this is it. This is the last belt that she held during the belt collector gimmick. And she's just like, yeah, no, you're not taking the Owen Hart Foundation tournament belt away from me. And we've seen it. She's come back, and so far she's wrestled at a different pace. She's added so much energy to this tournament that it needed. She's added the star power to this tournament that it needed. So far, so good.
Yeah. This was, like we were saying, the best match of this tournament, the best match of this show. Mercedes and Japanese woman wrestler is just a recipe for success. Like, immediately, the chemistry and the connection she has with so many women over there, it's like this match, the pace that they were moving, the counters that they were going on. Hazuki was working like this was their last match in history. Just like a phenomenal performance all around of knowing what Mercedes' strengths are compared to hers, knowing what her weaknesses are, like knowing everything, knowing timing and moments. Like this match felt big. It felt like another Forbidden Door type thing, a crossover type. Feels like an event, and these women cooked. When Hazuki hit 3 dives one after another, I was like, this is insane. Like the crowd was behind her. She understood the assignment. Just great work.
Yeah, man. Big fan of Hazuki. Been a fan of Hazuki. She is incredible.
She's crazy.
She and Mercedes did this thing I've seen Mercedes do with a Joshi wrestler a few times now, where the crowd will just be like basically giving it the polite like golf clap early on, and then like the longer the match goes on and the pace goes up, and like it's clear they're going for it. Like they're in there laying the strikes in. The crowd gets more and more into it, and you could tell after those 3 dives the crowd was in. Like that's when the Hazuki chant started. Love that for her. Love that she's getting more and more fans in the U.S. Well deserved. But yeah, the back and forth in this was really good. Like the exchanges of trying to jockey and get the submission holds in. Mercedes having the red dye all over her face. It made it look like she had a big gnarly bruise on the side of her face. But that just made the point. She was in a fight in there. Like this wasn't just you coming back and saying, hey, this is my tournament to win. No, you got to take it. You can't just come in here and think, oh, I'm just going to beat this woman or beat this woman. No. You got to come in here and you got to put in work.
Right, exactly. That's my favorite thing about Mercedes. I talk about it pretty often on the show with Denise, is like when you give Mercedes time, when you let her matches build, when you let the spots develop, that's when she's the best. And that's exactly like you were describing, Phil, with the fans. The fans are sometimes like, okay, this is good. It's women's wrestling. It's going on. But when Mercedes lets everything develop and then it starts developing in the eyes and the fans realize what they were seeing, like she is incredible. Like that's what's great about her having time on TV, gives women extra time. She helps out whoever her opponent is. Like she's such a great let this build type wrestler.
Yeah, she's very good as a heel at looking dominant in spots, but also giving her opponent enough to make it look like I just narrowly beat her.
Yes.
But she strikes that right balance of letting her opponent look good, but also when she does win, it feels like, oh yeah, this was inevitable.
Like I won. Of course I won. Like that's always the story of the match, but her opponent always really gets over. Yeah, this was strong, man. We just want women's matches that have time where they're both trying to knock each other's heads off. There's crazy throws. They're jockeying for submissions. They're on the apron. Like just all the elements of what this tournament really represents. Like you're saying, Phil, they're trying to snatch away this belt, this win, this tournament thing from Mercedes, who is like the far and away favorite to win. So like every fight is like, well, we got to get her out of here so there could be a new winner.
Yeah. Love this match. This was really the highlight of Dynamite this week. And like I said, really the highlight of both tournaments, in my opinion. This just shows why Mercedes is such a big asset to this company, why you need someone, a star of her caliber, to have the big matches. I still don't know how I feel about her potentially winning 2 straight. But it's Mercedes, man. Like, I don't. When she comes back and she cooks like this, it's like, what are you going to do? Like,
give it to her. Let her win again. Let her win 5 times. She's so good. And like, we got to get to All In. And this is the story, you guys. She's tremendous. She looks even better as upon return. Like she's getting better in the ring. Like,
yeah.
Who is this person?
Yeah. It sucks that we're not getting this rematch that I thought we were getting in the finals, because I just know that match was going to cook.
That match with some time would have been.
Man, that was. I thought for sure that was going to be the big Forbidden Door match this year. Sari did put out another tweet and said, how she was sorry that she could not compete and that she was hoping that she would be cleared in time. And Tony responded and said, no apologies needed. You're always welcome. So I do think we're going to see Sari in an AEW wrestling ring again eventually.
Yep.
I just hate that we're not getting the matches here because, man, I think not just the Mercedes match, but the Athena match, I thought like had a ton of potential as well. So it is what it is. But my pick for the finals at this point is still Mercedes versus Maya World. And I've had this assumption for the past few weeks with the way that they're not really showing Athena much on Dynamite. Like, I mean, just look at it for the past 2 weeks. As soon as Mercedes came back, like I said, we're doing all the video packages for her. We're putting all the emphasis on her. The story is Mercedes. And that's why I assumed coming in, the story isn't Athena winning. I wish that was the case because initially, if you remember, Athena was my pick to win this entire tournament. And that's again why I don't know how I feel about just going back to back with Mercedes. I think you had an opportunity to do something with Athena, but no, it's just very clear watching this that this isn't Athena's tournament to win. And ever since Maya came back and took Sari's place, they've been putting a lot of emphasis on Maya. The stuff from Collision last week where Athena is clearly healing it up. They want you to feel sympathy for Maya. It feels like Maya's winning this match tonight, guys.
This is bittersweet, I think. More sweet than bitter, but it just feel like, because like if Maya's getting the opportunity, first of all, getting to enter the tournament, having that fun match against Sky Blue, and then having this match tonight against Athena. They're in Texas when they filmed it. Like all the elements were there. It's great for Maya. I love Maya. She's incredible. But Athena is on the other side. Athena, like one of the best wrestlers in the whole world, not women's wrestlers. I'm talking about man or woman. An incredible hooper can get you a classic at any moment and just feels like a side character, Phil. And like feels like no movement. Like she's just gonna go back to being the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, and that's it. And see you next year for the ON. Like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the way Athena has been booked in this tournament. And it definitely feels like she's losing tonight, guys.
In Texas.
And I had that assumption with Sari in the first place because I felt like that made more sense as a Forbidden Door match to go with Mercedes versus Sari. But yeah, this still feels like Mercedes tournament to win, guys. And I've been saying that since the wild card announcement, but I don't see that changing. Now, I am happy for Maya World. I think she got a great opportunity here as a replacement for Sari. Going into Texas as well, facing Athena. I think that's big for her. And if she does win tonight, heading to the finals, this has been a match she's talked about for a while, is her dream match. She's talked about what Mercedes meant to her, and Mercedes was the wrestler that inspired her to join a wrestling school and become a wrestler. So this is a big moment for her, and I am extremely happy if that's where we're heading. I just also feel like Maya's going to lose, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, she's going to get to there, but then Mercedes is going to do the thing. But yeah, great moment. My favorite Maya moment and why I'm a huge fan of her, she did a lot of work in West Coast Pro out here in the Bay. So like getting that match in San Jose against Mercedes is like fucking epic. Like that's going to be the biggest match of her career so far. And like, that's going to be amazing. Like I'm super excited about that. And I just wished a couple of other things could have moved a different way, but that's kind of how it landed, because like it could have been the same story with, well, we have been saying the same thing if Willow was about to win again. Like it would have been happy for Willow, but like, why can't we just have somebody new win? I don't know.
Yes. Athena tweeted something. I don't know what that meant.
Did you see that? I saw that.
Which confirms my belief that she's losing. I might not have anything to do with that, but I just, again, the way all of this looks in totality.
Interesting timing.
Definitely get that feeling that she's losing.
Interesting timing. I saw that. I was like, oh. See, Twitter is so social media, Phil? Because like she could just be like, I was working. That was wrestling. What do you
Could
mean? I
be.
was saying as a in character. So like you just don't know.
Could be, but I'm telling you, from the beginning, it's looked off to me because I'm like, all right, the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion is entering this tournament. For a lot of people, she's looking like the favorite. A lot of people want her to win this tournament. And just based on her appearances on Dynamite, based on the way they're kind of presenting everything else, that's not how you present somebody that's potentially going to win. Because I mean, look how much emphasis they're putting on Will Ospreay. It's so apparent that he's going to the finals and winning. That hasn't been the case with Athena since the start of this tournament, and that was my first hint of like, oh no, I don't think she's winning.
And it's just so funny, Phil, because she's such a world beater. She's unbeatable in Ring of Honor. We just saw her beat Maya. Like Maya can't even. She's ain't even in her league when it comes to Ring of Honor and those title matches. And like, it's not like that. Like if you don't watch Ring of Honor, you don't know that about Athena. You're just like, who's this person, you know?
Yeah, and that's also why I think it's kind of weird. Like if you're going to do this here and give her the win now in the tournament, why did you just put the title on Maya World as Supercard of Honor? Because I thought
that main event of that show and being like, oh, Maya's about to win, and then she didn't win, and then they're doing this now. It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah, and I thought that was the time. If you weren't going to put the belt on Billy as Supercard of Honor, I thought, yeah, go with Maya. And
because it's also like you want her, the first big win she has over Athena would have been a little bit more if she was beating her for the championship, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
and, you know, now you're potentially setting it up for her to beat her in this tournament. Could it just put the belt on her? I don't know.
I'm tired, boss. I just want Athena to cook, Phil. Like that. What's so wrong? What's going on? Is there what's the disconnect? Like there is it deeper? Like what is this?
I don't know what it is. It's very confusing to me. The Athena booking has been strange for the past year or two to me. I don't know. I don't get it. But on the other side, Owen, we got a really good back and forth between Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. I thought this was another one of the highlights of the show. I thought they did a great job of playing off the history of these guys from the beginning, their friendship, even before Swerve and Ospreay joined this company. There was a lot to take away from this. I heard a name there we haven't heard in a long time. Questions were asked, and I was like, "Hey, that's a good question."
I was thinking the same thing. You're right. Where is he? You're right. Where is he? Where he at?
Yeah, very good question. And I was like, I hope that's leading to something.
What does that mean? I don't know. I'm like, what? This could mean so many things. You know what I mean? Like, he could be entered into the mix in so many different places off of what just these two guys are talking about. It's an interesting little side quest.
Yeah, Swerve said a lot of interesting things there as well. He's another person, tweeted something this week that I was like, what does that mean? But yeah, this was very good. Ospreay starting this with getting the congratulations. Congratulations are indeed in order. Congratulations to him and Alex Windsor, tied to knot last weekend. That's the reason he was not at New Japan Dominion. There was some stuff that played out at Dominion that I'm sure he's going to play a part in moving forward. 2/3 of the 6-man champions are now the new IWGP Tag Team Champions. The way they won that match, I'm sure he is not going to be a fan of. He was not in Callum's corner this time around, and Callum lost. And you see more and more, he's over there with those Death Rider guys. Interesting to see how that plays out. I'm very curious if Callum hadn't gotten injured, would that play into this build for Forbidden Door? Because it kind of seems like they were leading in a direction with the United Empire and the Death Riders.
Yep.
And we don't have anything with that now. And so I wonder if that got changed because of the injury.
Because remember that one Dynamite where Callum showed up with the belt and they had like the stare down, face off, and all that. Felt like that was like building towards this, and so unfortunate that went down like that. Ospreay and Swerve in the ring always feels like magic. They just have such a good time together. You could feel the energy kind of building as they were talking. I thought both guys made some good points. Swerve being like, elephant in the room, you're hanging out with the Death Riders, like what's going on here? Nobody likes it. You haven't really explained in full why or what it represents, and what is this? Ospreay countering with, what about that one time you never saved me? Like I didn't love Ospreay's little response. I'm like, but he saved you so many other times. Why are you so focused on this one bit that he didn't save you? And yeah, but it felt like the core where they were getting was, this is Ospreay's redemption story. Like that's what we're the story we're telling here.
I love how this started because you got the idea that this is the same Ospreay. He's still playing around. He's like, I should be on my honeymoon, bruv. But I took her upstairs. I smashed the life out of her, bruv. I feel you. Get your shit off. But it felt like same happy-go-lucky Ospreay. And then when Swerve came down there, the energy definitely changed because Swerve is just like, no, what really? Ospreay started off with, hey, man, what's going on with you? Like, something's changed. Like, you still dress the same. You still look the same. Now, why are you looking at me like that? We got a problem? And from Swerve's point of view, yes.
We do.
I do have a problem because it's like, well, wait a minute. The last time we linked up together and did anything, it was to get the belt away from the Death Riders. Now what? You guys are hanging out together? You're buddy with those guys? You're doing booty boot camp with these guys? What's this about?
Booty boot camp.
It's like that. Yeah, things have changed. You've changed. You're saying I've changed. You've changed. Why are you hanging out with those guys? And he's just like, well, they're just training me, and the training's working. And from his point of view, when you look at everything, it is working because he's gotten a drive to win this tournament. He's made it all the way back to the finals for the second year in a row. He got over the hump in Mark Davis. So, yeah, this has worked out for him. It has benefited him. But from Swerve's point of view, it's like, well, wait a minute, dog. Like, you told me we needed to team up to get rid of these guys. We had to get the belt off of these guys. I needed to help you for the greater good. I stopped what I was doing, which was single-minded. I'm trying to be AEW World Champion again. I stopped in my tracks to help you and to help Hangman. Hey, by the way, where is Hangman? You told me we got to do all of this for Hangman. Where is Hangman?
Now he's going to lead us into the new regime. He's going to be in the front of this whole thing, and he ain't even here.
Yeah. And it's not just, hey, where's Hangman? Because that is a great question. But no, you told me it would be worth it in the long run because Hangman would be the guy that led this company forward. He's the guy. We got to put all our faith in him. And where is he? We did all of that for him, and he ain't here. And I'm in the same spot. I'm worse off.
Yeah.
So you asking me why I'm looking at you away? I'm looking at you away because what are we doing? You over there with those guys now? What's going on? And then to your point, Ospreay comes back with the, hey man, well when they injured me, where are you? Hey, you talking about when they injured me? Why didn't I do anything? You're hanging out with them now.
Yeah, right.
And he says, oh, well, I'll never forgive them, but, it's a means to an end. So then he gets into this, well, when this happened and I saw you come out later to help Hangman, where were you when they took me out? Why didn't you come help me? Why'd you come help Hangman, which I thought that was very well done because it was almost like Ospreay is making a point of, wait a minute, I'm your friend. You didn't come help me. You came to help Hangman. You told me you don't even fuck with Hangman like that, but you came to help him. And then afterwards, you guys are like teaming up, and you're basically a tag team. Hey, what's up with that? I thought that wasn't your friend. He's essentially flipping it on his head of like, wait a minute, you're telling me I don't like the Death Riders and I should be teaming with the Death Rider. Hey, what's up with you? I thought that was your rival. I thought you ain't fuck with dude.
Kind of like we talking about people we shouldn't be hanging out with, but you was over there with the guy that burned your damn childhood house down.
Exactly. You still got burning house in your Tron right now.
Yeah.
And that's the guy you told me I won't help this guy at any means. But then when I wasn't out there, when I was already out of the picture, then you show up to help with a chain. Good points. But also, I thought when it really hit a second gear, and I was like, oh no, this is fire. when he snatched that mic out of Swerve's hand and he was just looking around like, who is this dude? Who does this guy think he is? And Ospreay getting all of his shit off. And Swerve comes back like, man, I'm not trying to help you. I'm not trying to help you get to your dream. I'm not trying to stand out of the way. You told me to do that before for somebody else's dream. No. This is my match. I've been saying for the longest, I want to be AEW World Champion. I'm not stepping out of the way for nobody. This is my story. This ain't somebody else's story. I don't want to hear that person's the main character. No. This is my story. And I was like, yeah, this is perfect. And that Stinger line of like, man, nah, man. When it comes to it, we've done this before. Forbidden Door rematch, of course. They had their match in New York City at Forbidden Door when Swerve was champion. Now I beat you. And at every turn you came in here, you were supposed to be the guy. I beat you. And I'm going to win the championship, and I'm going to beat you again, and I'm going to beat you again, and I'm going to beat you again. Because you still aren't ready. You and your flimsy ass neck.
Bars.
Great
Finish
stuff.
them.
Great stuff. Ospreay slapped him afterwards, and we got him putting his hand out. And I was wondering what's going on, but he put his hand out almost like Roman. And that's when Nana gave him the chain, and the Death Riders music hit, and they started coming out. And Swerve looked around and was like, wait a minute, you have changed. And I thought that was such a great note to end, because their whole build to Forbidden Door the first time was Ospreay playing around, and it was all jokes. We're friends. Like, I'm just trying to have a good match, and I'm going to be a double champion. No. Swerve saw it this time. He was like, oh no, you now see it. You saw what I was trying to tell you back then of what you have to do to be champion. I've done awful things to hold that belt, and I see it now. You're ready. You're ready to do awful things. This isn't the same match. This isn't the same guy that walked into that match with nothing. No, this is a different guy. This is a guy coming back from a neck injury. I got nothing to lose. And I shouldn't be teaming up with those guys, but nah, desperation's different now. Energy's different.
I do like that layered thing too of like, it also could be like a little bit of jealousy on Swerve's part. Like it could be interpreted as of like, I told you what you need to do. I told you that you need to get more vicious. I told you that you need to switch this. But now you're really into it because Moxley's been telling you on the side. I do like, well, you're listening to this guy. Like, what does this guy have that I didn't tell you? What's the difference now?
And if you really look at it, he was looking around like, hey, man, I just wanted to beat Mox. Y'all were acting like Mox was ruining this company and he's the worst thing that came in here. I understood Mox because I'm from the same cloth.
Yeah.
But now you want to go inside with him? Now you see his point? Now you see my point?
And then that line at the end of "you have changed" is also could be layered too, because like Swerve's like, I've been telling this fool to change and he changed, but do I like the change? It's like it's pretty layered.
Yeah. That is a line. To play. Swerve says in this promo, I had to take weeks off because of somebody's fragile ego. I have an idea of who he's talking about.
I got an idea.
I think it's pretty clear. I think it's clear based on
super clear. It's there. They laid it out.
I think it's pretty clear based on the promo that he cut on him in the lead into World's End. I think it's pretty clear based on his last tweet. That was a little controversial. I think it's pretty clear he's talking about Max.
The Max is talking about the AEW locker room and camaraderie, and Swerve retweets with the cap.
I think it's pretty clear he's talking about Max. Max made a point of saying, like, what Swerve is always talking about power, and, like, that's all you know how to say now is power. These guys have been circling each other for a minute. I think that that's absolutely who he was talking about.
I still want the match, though.
I still think that's a money match. I've been
It's a money match, Phil.
I think that is a money match. I thought this segment was really good. I thought it did a great job of selling us on the Owen Hart Cup Finals.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling about this build for Ospreay heading into All In, though? Because I've seen discourse about this. A friend of the show, Lyric, tweeted something, and people were either in total agreement with her or they were kind of on her neck.
When we look back at the journey, when we look back, it's going to be like with help from the Death Riders, and I don't know if I want that to be the story of like, oh, he got there because of the Death Rider stuff. Like, I didn't even think the Death Rider stuff should be it shouldn't be over here. It shouldn't be a part of what Will Ospreay's journey was going to be, because I thought it was just going to be like a little side thing. But like now every time somebody talks to Ospreay, they're like, what about the Death Riders? Like everything's the Death Riders. And like the story, this is Will Ospreay's story, not the Death Rider story. And I don't know if that's going to get muddied up as we get closer to it, but now it just feels so much like that. There's so much story to tell, I think, though, still going on the way, Phil, with Ospreay, and we know what the destination is and we want the destination, so I think it's all going to work out. But it's getting a little, there's too much going on when the story is already there, clear, you know.
This was the second time since Double or Nothing where I felt like I wouldn't mind if Swerve won. Mm-hmm. And that's clearly not what they want us to think.
Yeah.
Because this is clearly Ospreay's tournament to win.
Definitely.
But this was the second time in this build, in this tournament, where I was like, nah, I kind of want Swerve to win. And I don't think that's because Ospreay is a bad choice to win. I just think when you look at, like, the match with Bandito, when you look at, like, the stuff in this promo, it's like, oh, nah, Swerve is still smoking hot, and what have they been doing with this guy this year? It's like, what's going on? Like, he has had this one-track mind of, I want to be AEW World Champion again, and everything he has been doing has been very much in that vein. Ospreay's lane and his journey to be AEW World Champion has taken all of these, like, turns and twists and all this stuff. It hasn't been as straightforward and concise. And I think it almost helped Swerve that he was off TV for a little bit, because once he came back and he reminded us in the match what he can do, and in his promo, it's like, yeah, what are they doing with this guy?
Yeah, I think that, because if you look at what Swerve has done in his limited amount of time on TV this year, it's all fire. He got the Bandito stuff, he got the Brody King stuff, he has Kenny Omega matches, like all of his I'm going for the world championship stuff has been fire.
Yes. I think that we've taken maybe a few too many twists and turns with Ospreay.
Yeah, I agree.
And
when it's like a straight line and they're like doing this, but it's like, duh, we know where he's going.
Yeah, and I say this as somebody that likes the Death Rider stuff. I think the Death Rider and Ospreay stuff is good, but I can also understand why people feel like, hey man, shouldn't it have been more clear at this point that Ospreay's main eventing at Wembley Stadium, because you're trying to sell tickets based on him.
June, dog.
Yeah, you're trying to sell tickets based on him going there and finishing the story, so to speak. And we're still on that journey there. We still haven't made it that clear that he's the number one contender. I mean, yeah, anybody that's paying attention knows he's winning this tournament. I think it's very obvious that he's winning this tournament, but I just think the way you got there, having him come back and lose, again, I don't mind all that stuff, setting up adversity and stuff, but I can also understand why people are like, hey man, you're trying to sell tickets. This is your biggest event of the year. You gotta get to it.
And I thought maybe they were gonna tell the story a little bit different because he's still on like, this is my dream. I've always wanted to. My wife told me to go in and follow my dream, and it's like, no, you need to be like, I want to win this fucking world championship, dog. I want to be at the top of this company. Kind of the story, like you're saying, that Swerve's telling. Swerve's like, I don't care about none of this, dog. I want to be the champ of this. I want that belt. I want to run this type. And Ospreay's not giving up that energy. He's still on some happy to be here. I hope that we all have a good time in Wembley. And it's like, dog, you got to get serious.
And I don't mind that. I think all of that, like, this is my dream to headline Wembley Stadium, adds something to his eventual world title win.
Definitely.
But me personally, and the way I'm connecting with it, I am kind of looking around like, wait a minute, what are they doing with this guy? And you could have easily put him back in a position to win the title again last year. And yeah, I do kind of love the idea of him being like, oh, y'all think it's going to be Ospreay. I'm coming from Max at All In. Last time I went to All In, I walked in as champion and I lost. And I like the idea of this guy getting a Wembley Stadium moment and winning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that money match that we talked about.
But obviously, that's not the match. Obviously, we're heading towards Ospreay. And based on a lot of stuff they're doing with Kenny Omega, they're clearly heating him back up for something.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, like I said before, very on the nose, pay-per-view in Canada called Redemption. It very much seems like Kenny Omega will be champion before All In. It kind of took a while to get there, though. And I think, like, especially if you're trying to sell these tickets, like, Ospreay Kenny is going to sell you tickets to this show.
Yeah.
You took the scenic route to get there, though. Like, you could have just...
And like what you're talking about, when's Redemption? July, the end of July? That means by pretty much the beginning of August, we're going to know officially what the main event is. Like, that's so long. Like, we should know right now or, you know, pretty soon what this main event is. And we're still taking time to figure out what the main event is.
Yeah.
So your gigantic show you're trying to sell tickets to.
Yes. But again, I don't mind it, like I said, because I like the Death Rider Ospreay stuff. I think Mox has been tremendous in the last few months as the leader of the Death Riders. I also can understand people that have Death Rider fatigue. I personally don't agree with that. Yeah. But with all of this stuff, because part of what I didn't like about the main event is like, you've got a chance to do a first ever or like some kind of match for the AEW World Championship at Forbidden Door. And you're doing this big faction warfare thing. And I can't say that I really care about it. And there's so much of that faction stuff on Dynamite every week. It's kind of too much. Like, and I could see why people are like, well, why does he have to be in the mix with a faction? Everybody somehow is in a mix with a faction. And
Don Callis family's here too, Phil. Also fatigued. Yeah. Like they're even mixing up the fatigue factions too. It's like
conglomeration. It's just like it's a little bit much. And like I said, I personally don't mind the Death Rider stuff, but I can see why people are like, get Ospreay away from this. And I don't think he's going to join the Death Riders, but
no.
I thought it was a great note to end that segment with Swerve saying that he has changed. And when the Death Riders music hit and he's looking down at him and he has that little smirk on his face, like, yeah, boys are here. It ain't before. Like, no, we got numbers. It ain't like before. And definitely has that vibe to it of not just is Ospreay gonna win at Forbidden Door, but what is he going to do to win? Mm-hmm. I feel like he's going to do something that there's no coming back from to win.
Yeah, because that's kind of a heel move what he even did here, Phil, of slapping Swerve, and then when Swerve's going to retaliate, you called the boys. The boys came down to help you? Like, what is this? What you mean? I thought you wanted beef.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's why I'm like, if this is your top baby face in the company, and you want him to be this big baby face going into not Forbidden Door, All In, and getting his moment. This didn't really sell people on that.
Right.
Like I said, this made me want Swerve to win.
They babyface Swerve out of this. That's hilarious.
But I've been saying for months, Swerve shouldn't be a heel. The crowd wants to cheer this guy.
They do.
I don't think he should be a heel.
They do want to cheer him. You can feel it when his entrance comes and like the Who's like they don't want to.
They don't want to boo this guy. I've been saying it. I think he should be a babyface.
Well, especially with how many heels we got. When you see the main event, Phil, and all the heel guys, it's like, damn, there's kind of a lot going on, a lot of people building. The most interesting thing I thought about what you're saying is Max, every time he talks about New Japan, is like they're the worst company ever. Like he's been building towards a match with the New Japan guy, and then he's not going to wrestle a New Japan guy. I'm like, well, what's the point of all that then?
I don't get it. You're doing Forbidden Door still. You're not going to have an IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. You're not going to have your championship represented as the main event. Why?
I'm confused. They're like, oh, because New Japan has done the big faction warfare cage matches, and we know how they ended up. Like, they're trying to pay tribute to that, I guess, but like the world champions kind of mixed up in this. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And we're trying to tell a story for a different match too. I'm like, wait, huh?
Yeah. This Hangman stuff. Where do you think this is going? Because obviously they mentioned him on the show, and they have not mentioned Hangman on the show in months.
A couple of different times.
So that makes me think maybe we've got something in place for him to come back.
I mean, if the main event of All In is Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, we need stuff for everybody else. So what's Swerve going to be doing? What's Max going to be doing? What's Hangman going to be doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's some top guys that are not going to be involved in the world title stuff. What do we do with them? What do we do with Hangman?
I wouldn't be mad at Swerve Hangman at All In. Because what is Swerve doing if he doesn't win his tournament?
Right.
What is Max doing if he doesn't win his tournament? Well, sorry, if he loses the belt.
Yeah, where does Max go if he loses the belt right before the show?
Yeah, if he loses the belt before All In, what is he doing?
Darby, we haven't even talked about Darby. What's Darby doing?
I don't know. These are questions, but I think it's very interesting that we haven't heard anything about Hangman for months. And that's why that part of this promo hit the way it did, because it's like, yeah, where's this guy?
Because, Phil, think of 1 year ago and the story of Hangman, and think of what's going on now. Like, what? How do we get from there to here?
This is why, and I don't want to go back to complaining about this, but this is why I didn't like that stipulation. Yeah. Because you gave this guy the biggest win of his career last year at All In. This guy came out the back as a babyface, got this big reaction, cemented him as a babyface again. And now, what are you going to do with this guy? What is it? Like, what do you have left for him? And if your answer is to come back and do the Swerve feud again, great. I'm sure that'll be fun. I'm sure the matches will be good. But then what?
And like, feels like neither one are gonna work with Max coming out of it. So like, what? You know what I mean? Like, Hangman has a stipulation with Max. It's like, well, what about the future?
I mean, this whole feud started with Swerve telling him, no, you're a stepping stone to me. I need to beat you to get where I want to be considered a contender for the world championship. You're now feuding with the guy potentially coming out of this that cannot compete for the world title. So why are you feuding with him?
Right.
Just because
anybody, right?
Just because you guys have a long-standing feud and it will be entertaining television, yeah. But then what for either of these guys after that?
I mean, I guess there is a Swerve and Ospreay program for the world title, but like I don't think he's gonna beat Ospreay though, you know.
But what do you do then? Because if you do an Ospreay and Hangman program, I have to assume Ospreay will be champion by then.
Mm-hmm. He can't challenge for the belt.
If he challenges for the belt, that's a heel move.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you're saying he went back on his word.
Mm-hmm. And then he'll be heel, but he shouldn't be heel because we just built him to being back the biggest baby face.
You booked yourself in a corner with the stipulation. I keep saying this, and I want to be wrong about it, but I just don't know why you did this. I just don't know why you did this.
I mean, there's the only way out of it, Phil, is him being a hypocrite, which is a heel thing. That's the only way to get out of this. It's the only way.
So then you have, at that point, Swerve, who I don't think should be a heel, and then you're possibly going to have Hangman as a heel again.
And Max as a heel? No. We can't. All three of these guys cannot be heels. That's not going to work.
No.
Not at the same time.
I just raise all these questions because I just wonder, how do you reinsert Hangman here? I mean, obviously because Swerve brought him up, that leads me to believe if you bring him back, we are going to do Hangman Swerve again. But like I said, then what do you do with Hangman from then?
Got to be out of the world title picture. Not be a top guy anymore. Challenge Kyle Fletcher somewhere for a different belt. You know what I mean? Like, he has to be somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying. This whole stipulation, everything. It's like, imagine if it sound like a homeboy from IG Black Suit. So imagine, but imagine Cody Rhodes is the guy that ends Roman's reign of terror.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that ends all of this. He wins the world title, and then for some reason, Cody is taken out of the world title picture out of that. That makes no sense.
Hangman from here on out, or for the next couple of years at least, should not be out of that. He should be a contender for the world title every time.
That's what I'm saying, because it kind of takes some of the weight off of everything that happened at All In, because it's like, you made the point of Hangman is going to be the guy. To have him be the guy and beat Mox, that should have been the thing that's like, yeah, this meant him as a guy for this company that's always going to be in the title picture. And then you book a stipulation before the year is even over to take him out of the title picture.
And there's like, oh, it's fine. He'll just be a heel. Just undo all the story we told. What? No, wait, don't do that though. Hangman got screwed out of all this is the moral of the story. And he's going to be fighting from underneath when he didn't have to. He's digging himself out of a hole that they put him in.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be very interesting to see how you book him moving forward. I don't know how you do that, but we're going to see, I guess, because this definitely signals to me that they're putting the interest out there. They're getting the buzz. He's got to be prepared to come back soon. I have to assume he'll be back before the end of the year, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got to get him a big match for All In, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Would you not?
This guy main evented last year.
Yeah. Could you imagine we come to the next one and he's not even on it? Like, no. That's crazy. You know, Mox is going to have a match. Like, get Hangman on the fucking show, dog. What are you guys doing? He's it's not like he's a bad at anything. He's a great worker. He's a great talker. Like, he checks every box. Why? What's going on?
We're going to stretch the Mox stuff, huh? So he's got a Bandito match coming up at this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You think
Mox is going to get one?
You think Mox is losing?
Losing what? a match for the belt. We're gonna one day, not today, have a long form conversation about how Mox is the guy that they think a lot of other guys are. What's Mox's record? He's probably lost like 3 matches in the last 4 years.
Yeah, that as soon as I saw that graphic for that match, I said, that dude's going over.
You gonna get him a nice one from Bandito, Phil, and then have Bandito's looking at the lights.
Based on the last few months or so, it kind of feels like Bandito should win this match. He lost his world title match to Max. And that was a great match. And he lost his match to Swerve. Another great match. But if this is just another great match and Mox wins, where does that leave Bandito?
This setting is kind of perfect for the win too. Like it makes like all the roads are leading to Bandito going over. But do I think he's gonna go over? No, not at all.
Yeah, Bandito definitely needs to win. Bandito definitely needs to win more at this point.
Yeah, far and away. Not even a competition.
But if I'm a betting man, I'm not picking Mox to lose.
No way. I would never bet against Mox. I don't care who's on that other side. But yeah, Bandito, you going down, brother.
Not you going down.
Going down, brother.
See you in the mall. It's going down.
Hey, listen, Jock had a moment. Don't be y'all hating on Jock. When it's going down, was going down, it was going down. When it's going down, was going down, it was going down. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna stick with that.
We got some super chats. It definitely feels like it's going down too.
When it's going down, then Shoulderling came out. Man, y'all don't know. I wanted to give me a little scraper. Like, give me a car. Let me ride some.
But that's other young. That's not Young Jock. That's Young Dro.
Yeah. I'm just talking about the times.
The youngs,
the Southern youngs times. Yeah, they had their time. It was a different time.
Yeah.
The homie Leonard Aaron says, pro tip, when who leaves is getting more attention than what's happening on your show, it's time to shutter the thing for real. It's over. NXTNA. I'm like, man, I'm missing this N over here. My brain is not working. But yeah, Wednesday they have a big show coming up, don't they?
It's an anniversary coming up soon. It's next weekend, right?
Their anniversary show, yeah, because it's at the NXT show, the TNA show, and the AEW show are all happening next week.
And Night of Champions is on Saturday.
And Night of Champions. Damn, there's a lot going on next week. Jesus.
Yeah.
Anwar Starwin says Hazuki gaining new fans in her visit to AEW. Yeah, she is a made woman after that. Like, if you didn't know Hazuki going in, you definitely know Hazuki coming out. One of the best women's matches in Dynamite history, honestly.
Big Zooks.
Mm-hmm. Van Twinblade says Anthem is trying to sell TNA for $30 million, and AMC has first right of refusal. And the story I saw on the Fightful Discord is peak LOL TNA. $30 million? Who's gonna pay $30 million for some TNA?
I think y'all got Chelsea Clinton over there.
I'm saying I've heard I heard that they were trying to sell before, and it was a single digit. It was not a double digit deal. So to go from that to 30 million is crazy. I think it still could be turned around, though. That's the funny part. Like, TNA never dies, man. Something about them. Chris Spire says, to me, too many holes in Will and Death Rider's story.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes. You're not wrong. Ben Twiblay says, I've been saying this for weeks, and y'all been calling me crazy. Ospreay is going heel. Death Riders are corrupting him. Watch me be right. But he shouldn't, though, at all, Van Twiblay.
Why would you turn Ospreay of all people heel?
Such a bad idea, I think.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to eventually get Ospreay versus Mox at some point.
Yeah, I think the Death Riders are going to turn on him is the story.
Yeah, the way that Dan was looking at him when he tried to hem him up, he was looking like, that's cool. What's the problem?
And the way that Pac has forever looked at him, there hasn't been 1 second where Pac's like, yeah, good. He's always like, the fuck is this fool doing here?
Yeah. Dan, not a bead of sweat dripped off of Dan. He was like, hey, man, I hear you.
You emotional, dog? What's up with you?
You looking real emotional, though. Don't forget where you are, though. You look around, dog. Yeah,
he looked aside to Marina, and he was like, nah, Marina's here. Ain't nothing. We're good. We're good. Chris Byers also says, Will not getting a good reaction from fans. I think that's attached to the Death Rider stuff. Maybe.
I just think it's just a lot going on. I think, like I said, if he just had a clear direction and he had a clear journey to All In, the reactions would be better. He's still getting great reactions, obviously.
Definitely.
But I think the other part of it is people really like Swerve. And so this could really go either way for some people. I don't think people want to boo Swerve, and you don't have a heel going against him in the finals that is universally hated.
Right. See, that's where your old boy Max wins all the time, because he does have that fucking heat, and he can get that heat. That's where he's like, I'm the biggest heel here. I can evoke those emotions.
Yeah.
Meet Norma says, Swerve MJF will open the Strait of Hormuz.
I still think that's a money match, guys. It feels
It
like
is.
there's definitely some tension there. There's stuff you could play on, but I think it's a money match.
It's a big match, dude. When there's real heat, that's the magic, brother. There's something here. That's really where the TV starts being made. But the game is the game.
I can understand why, if there is real heat here, why you don't want to play with fire, because this has not gone well for AEW before when we did that. So,
but playing with fire is so fun.
It is. Listen.
Why do you think my guy at Trasero be cooking with the fire? It's fun. Hassan Butler says Hangman joined Swerve and Nana the new embassy.
I don't think so. I definitely think if they come back, this is feeling like their feud is going to get reignited.
I'm just like, what's the Hangman has to come and state what his goals are now upon returning, because that's my questions are like, what's the end game to any of this?
They gotta open the speakeasy thing and say state your business.
Absolutely.
Before we can open the door.
Before we open up, dog, you got to tell us why we about to open up. Paint it into a corner. They could get out, though. Deontay Soignier says MJF always brings up Hangman by design, and now Swerve. Kenny will get into Ospreay's ear and make him doubt his road right now. Gonna be emotional stuff.
Yes. But yeah. I mean, Swerve isn't the only one. Kenny was saying the same thing. Like, what are you doing over there with those guys?
What's up with that? And they were right. Then Leonard says, remember when Will did when he first won the IWGP World Title? That this version of Will failed to beat Swerve and lost to Paige last year. He's joining.
I don't think he's joining them because, again, I don't think that Ospreay's turning heel. Yeah,
he shouldn't.
But there's clearly stuff they're doing with the Death Riders, and they're building to something with United Empire. A lot of twists and turns to get there. That's all. You got some humper chats left as well. Tony P says the 6-man was awesome. It shouldn't have been done. No, but was it fun? And planted seeds for the match and the future for how Don Callis' family will explode. Yes. We also had Stardom last night, which had a few surprises, like Zuzu finally getting the red belt, and our Petty of the Week winner. Yeah, again, I wasn't the biggest fan of the main event and like the big 6-man match and just like revealing the teams for the cage match at the pay-per-view. But they did do interesting stuff here. One of the funniest things of the entire match was when Orange Cassidy's arm is on the rope and MJF is trying to get him like do like the arm thing.
Yeah.
And so like his arm gets switched at the last minute, and he's like trying to get his arm out, and he's like yelling, and the whole time Andrade's like, yeah.
He's hyping up Jake to keep doing it. Yeah.
And even after it's done, Andrade's still looking around like, no, it was fun, basically.
You did
He's laughing the whole time.
My favorite bit of the whole Dynamite, though, was when they were announcing the teams, and they announced Takeshita, and Takeshita's like, Kyle Fletcher, I'm coming from you, and I hate you, Okada, and they shoot to Okada, and Okada's like, the shot of Okada being like, why is this guy talking about me again? Killed me. He's like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, they clearly are continuing to build tension between Kevin Knight and Kyle Fletcher. I'm sure that's going to play out somewhere. Andrade is not feeling this Max and Don Callis family alliance at all. It very much feels like if anybody's going to jump ship soon and be their own man, it's going to be Andrade, which is kind of overdue, to be honest. And he's right. He's due a world title match more than anybody. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're going to give this guy a title match? Like, no. What happened to my title match?
He just keeps overlooking Andrade at every corner. And I think they're telling a story here.
Yes. Very curious to see where that match takes place, though.
Right. Because timelines, I'm like, damn, where does Andrade fit in? I don't know if he fits in and what, unless they're going to do like a Super Dynamite match or something.
Yeah. This week's Petty of the Week winner, Tekla, pulling an AJ on a 14-hour flight to make him know that she can terrorize his ass at any time. Let's not forget Global War with Tagumi High-End, who threw down along with Shuri/Athena. I wonder if Athena's passed now, especially after that jerk spoiled tonight. I didn't see anybody spoil it. I have stayed spoiler free.
Been off the internet for this exact reason. I'm like, I don't want to see nothing, and I don't want to know nothing.
I still have to watch all of Global Wars. I still haven't watched the whole show.
I'm gonna pull that up sometimes in the next couple days.
Yeah, a lot of wrestling.
So much.
A lot of wrestling. Then Tony says, the bad TNA, when you're moving so slimy that people are believing Tessa over you, you know it's bad. SmackDown was Dookie. SmackDown was Dookie. King J and Queen Liv incoming. They don't know how to book Cody as champion. Someone pointed out that Cody hasn't got a clean win in title in months. The booking for Cody has been very strange. You keep treating it like he's getting lucky, and it just doesn't help him. If he's the guy, just treat him like the guy. I just don't understand why. Yeah, I just don't like it. I don't like it. I've been feeling this way ever since the Drew feud. I just don't know what they're doing with Cody.
He's not the main character enough. I'm like, they're not utilizing him enough. They're not the star power that they still have with them. They are not using it. What's going on?
Yes. But as Tony alluded to, we have the finals now set for both the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. I was a little concerned when I saw the semifinals because I was like, I could see this company doing it. I could see them sending Dom to the finals, and I could see Liv making it all the way to the finals. But Dom did lose his match on Monday. It was basically a squash. They did like some shenanigans. Dom and JD tried to pay Danhausen off to curse Oba, and Danhausen was like, "Oh, Oba Femi? I don't want nothing to do with that guy." Like, yeah. But he still took their money. What a guy!
Get your money, dog. Yeah, they made the right choice on that one,
Yes.
Phil. At least we got to the finals with Oba, and he could do the deal. But I'm not holding my breath at this moment.
Yes. Right after Oba won, he immediately cut a promo, and he said he was surprised that Brock didn't come and cost him the match, which feels like immediate foreshadowing for Brock to cost him in the finals.
Yeah, why'd you say that? Oba.
Yeah, it does. It just makes too much sense because, of course, everybody thinks Oba's on this path very similar to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, of course, famously won the King of the Ring tournament, and that was the thing that lit the fire under him, and he won his first world title win after that.
At SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam, and it definitely feels like the SummerSlam match is probably going to be Oba versus Brock. It's in Minnesota. I've been saying since WrestleMania, Brock is probably going to have a match in Minnesota. And then on top of that, SummerSlam is basically Brock's event as well. He's had some of his biggest moments at that event. So seems like one way or another we're getting Brock versus Oba at SummerSlam.
With Oba win?
He better, because wow.
Why wouldn't he? And they're trying to act like this might be Brock's last match too. So like, what is this?
If they don't, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the other side of the tournament, for the women, Raquel lost her semifinals match to Io, so Io will be moving on to the finals. The stuff from last night was definitely interesting. Javon Evans versus Jey Uso. It was actually a pretty solid match. I actually liked the match, but Jey Uso won, and he is heading to the finals. You've got the storyline in place where everybody could be thinking that he's going after Cody, but they're clearly sowing the seeds of dissension between Jey and Roman. They've been doing it for a while now, where Roman has been taking Jay's advice, and every time he takes Jay's advice, it kind of blows up in his face. And then on the other side of it, since Jacob joined the group, Jacob is just like, nope, I acknowledge Roman. I don't listen to the Usos. I don't listen to you, Jay. And Jay clearly has a problem with that because he's looking at it like this is a lead by committee. You still don't get it, Jay. It's not lead by committee. This is Roman's group. This is not a democracy. He is the leader. When Jacob lost the tribal combat match, no. I'm acknowledging the tribal chief. I'm not acknowledging the bloodline. I'm acknowledging the head in charge of this thing, not you. And at every turn, you can see more and more Roman is impressed with Jacob. He brought Jacob in because, from what it looks like, he knows he can't really beat Jacob. He's had to use means to beat him. He had to use the exposed turnbuckle to beat him in a fair match. And then you used a no DQ match to beat him. You still haven't really beat Jacob fair and square. And I think he knows it. I think to a degree, Roman fears Jacob a little bit. He don't fear Jay. He don't fear Jimmy because he knows when it comes down to it, they're going to fall in line. So now he's doing all this stuff to manipulate Jacob and go, yeah, no, we're a family. And so he's treating him more and more like second in command. He's giving him more and more opportunities. He's giving him more and more stuff to do because he wants to ingratiate him so that he doesn't go against him. And you can see how Jay is starting to feel a way about that because it kind of feels like the undercover brother joke where it's like, wait a minute, you gonna let this guy come straight in and get all this motion with you? Now he's getting his own basically Ulafala that you gave him. Like, wait a minute, I had to go through hell to be second in command. You're just gonna let this guy come in and just get a spot?
Yes.
Yeah, because have you seen this guy? He's out of his mind.
Have you seen it? He's nuts.
Yeah, so there's clearly reasons for Jay to win this tournament. And at this point, because I believe Oba is going to get cheated by Brock Lesnar, I do think that Jay is going to win the King of the Ring tournament. And this could go either way. Like I said, he could either challenge Cody or he could challenge Roman. Or if Sammy does win at Night of Champions, this sets up Sammy versus Jay at SummerSlam.
Okay. That's story in that too.
Yes. But yeah, I wish we would just be going straight forward and give Oba the win here, but
they should.
It sure feels like we're going with King Jey Uso and Can't say I'm that excited for that, but it seems like the direction we're going. On the other side, Liv Morgan is inexplicably in this tournament, even though she's a champion. I don't know why she's in this tournament to get a title match when she is the champion. It's nonsensical booking. But they have built up Charlotte Flair in the last 2 matches as a favorite because it makes all the sense for Charlotte to win. Mm-hmm. Charlotte's a babyface now. She has been saying for a while now she's ready to get back into the world title picture. I think the fans are ready to accept it. They're not going to boo her like they were before because they actually like the tag run with Alexa. Mm-hmm. And she's the queen. How has she not been quit of the ring yet? It only makes sense in the world. It only makes all the sense in the world to make this woman queen of the ring. And so they're continuing to build up the stuff between her and Jade, which has been great. They had another standoff before Charlotte's match. And then Jade and her group jumped Charlotte and injured her knee. And so she's working hurt going into the match with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan uses that to her advantage. Charlotte Flair tapped out to Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is heading to the finals to face Io Sky.
And she's the champ.
I don't understand why we're taking the scenic route here instead of just giving Charlotte the win. This is just prime example of WWE overcomplicating things that they don't need to overcomplicate. Yep. This is people did not want Charlotte to win the Royal Rumble, but of course she won it because people didn't want her to win. People actually want Charlotte to win Quick of the Ring, and she loses to Liv Morgan, who doesn't need this win. I don't understand that. And yes, you're building adversity. You're doing more to make Charlotte into this baby face. So when she does win, people are going to be more behind her. And you're clearly setting up Charlotte versus Jade somewhere down the line. You could have just gave Charlotte the win here, though.
Could have just gave her the win. Yeah.
I don't understand. You could have just gave her the win. If Io doesn't win this tournament now, what on earth are we doing? Because, I mean, I have to assume Io is probably going to win this. And I think they're going to try to build this up as, oh, well, she beat Liv to win the tournament, so she's just going to challenge Liv because she knows she's going to beat her. Or she could just challenge Rhea, who she also knows she can beat because Rhea has never beat her.
If they tell the story of she beats Liv just to wrestle Liv again, that's going to be horrible.
No, I think that if she wins here, she should challenge Rhea.
Well, that's a better story.
Of course. And why would you do this match? Like, you would do the match at Night of Champions just to get to a match at SummerSlam?
I mean, they would do that. We have seen them do that before.
We have seen them do that, but it doesn't really make sense.
They shouldn't. Yep, Liv's right back in.
Yeah, Liv being in this tournament and going all the way to the finals is very strange booking choice, but WWE.
Not surprised. No one's surprised. 0 people are surprised.
Yeah, SmackDown was definitely something. I don't know.
It's a show.
Yeah. But I do continue to say that I think that this is the match. Charlotte versus Jade is a match I've been excited for some time. I was hoping it was going to happen at WrestleMania this year, but yeah, wherever we do it, I'm on board. I think they've got a lot of great chemistry. They clearly are both into building up this match. Jade said in the build to WrestleMania, I thought I was wrestling Charlotte. They're clearly doing a lot to get fans to want this match, and it is working.
Yep. Shout out to Jade getting this to be in this feud with Charlotte, and shout out to Charlotte for being Charlotte. It's all good.
Yeah, man. I think Jade overall has had a pretty good year.
It's turned.
The title stuff to start this year, I thought they could have booked her way better as champion, but the WrestleMania match was good. I thought she had a very good match with Rhea at Clash in Italy as well. People were trying to get her out of here for this wardrobe malfunction thing, and she still looks great. She showed a lot of tenacity. She was great.
None of this, no internet trolls are going to hold her down.
No. Which, by the way, they've set up Jade versus Tiffany Stratton for the United States Championship at Night of Champions. I assume that's because Rhea's not there. There's probably going to be a match for Rhea Ripley, but because Rhea's injured, they put Tiffany in her spot. Not thrilled that we're getting Tiffany versus Jade again because we've seen this match so many times. But where do you go? I don't think they're going to put the belt on Jade.
I don't think so. That would, to get to Charlotte, that would be weird.
No, that's a world title match.
Yeah, right.
I don't think that's a U.S. title match.
No. But then do you have Jade lose to Tiffany though? Like, what sense does that make?
Yeah. Interesting choice.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Night of Champions is next Saturday.
We're being counter programmed, aren't we? What time does it start? Is it 11 8 my time?
Yeah, afternoon show.
Mm-hmm. Those fuckers.
What can you do? I believe that is all of our super chats. I just want to double check. Then we have a handful. I think we have like 2 or 3 more Humper chats. From Tony P says, the /what the fuck. We are continuing the issue of women in wrestling. Alex was chased offline because she had emotion and loss. What am I missing? The Alex Windsor you're talking about?
Yeah, I think she left the internet after all of this.
Oh, she left social media?
Yeah, she left social media.
Okay.
Like, of course. Social media sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, Twitter's terrible. Yeah, so Alex was chased offline because she had emotion and loss. Layla E exposing something we knew and more we didn't know. And Will's joke about his sex life showing how the IWC treats female fans again. Yeah, that Layla clip is wild. Did you see that?
I haven't seen this. What is it?
She's talking about how she was supposed to go and meet this trainer, and it got back to her that she was the trainer's screensaver, and she was going to be his next victim or something. It was wild.
Well, then.
Yeah. Yeah, her facial expressions and the whole time, and yeah, it looked wild. Van Vliet was just kind of like in disbelief. I was like, that took a turn.
Yeesh.
And I don't even know the entire context of this because I haven't seen that entire interview. I just saw that clip going around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Shit.
Very uncomfortable. Your boy KJ, very uncomfortable. I was like, oh, but we've known like some of the stuff with the women from the era, the Divas era, and just. I'm sure there are a lot of stories like that we don't know about, but I don't think anybody should be shocked with the way the women were treated.
Yeah. Gross.
Very gross. The last one from Tony P says, Giannis pulling you cool peoples, but you, fuck you niggas, to the Bucks. Where do you think he's going with that? About to watch the Stardom show and the World Cup. Also, always fuck the orange dummy and his people. Protect each other. Peace and love. Yeah, Giannis saying that he's not leaving Milwaukee. He's leaving the Bucks. It's hilarious.
I did not see this.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not leaving Milwaukee. I'm just leaving the Bucks.
Hella funny. I love it. We'll take him.
But he's meant it. He's meant it in Milwaukee. He brought them a championship.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's been showing for a while. He's not happy.
Hey, come to San Francisco, G. Come dunk that ball over here. We'll take it.
The Greek Freak.
All-time great Tony Khan clip for sure.
Where do we think he's going? Yeah, I know that there was some talk about the Heat at one point. There's some talk about him going west. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. He could end up anywhere at this point.
Oh, yeah. I think I would like to see him go out west and see what that would look like.
Mm-hmm.
The Heat might not be a bad spot for him either, though.
He might have some fun on the Heat. That could be a good landing spot for him.
Yo, Giannis in Miami, man.
Mm-hmm. You might have a great time out there.
I'm sure he would have a great time in Miami.
Who wouldn't?
I know what time it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that trade package, Sheldon did not look great, but that's been a rumor for a while that Miami might be a destination. So we'll see. That is all of our Humper chats. I believe that is all of our super chats. So this is where we bid you guys adieu. We will be back next weekend. Probably won't be in our usual time slot because of Night of Champions, but we'll let you know. Also got a lot of stuff to talk about next week. Got multiple pay-per-views, so you'll be hearing from us at some point. We'll see you when we see you.
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all for coming through on this Saturday. You'll be hearing a lot from us in the next week because wrestling is insane. Love y'all. Y'all the best.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. This has been Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsay. It's Righteous Reg. We're out of here.